Hi, guys.
Hi.
We're here. It's a thing. This is episode 2 of the Six Pack Podcast. We've doubled the number that we're
Whoa.
at.
We've doubled it, and
We doubled
it only took a whole nother month to get the second episode going.
That's crazy.
Well, we did have this thing called Christmas in the middle, so we can be.
Some may have had Christmas, yes.
Yeah.
Which is why
Some may have had Christmas.
Which is why I'm in a mythical location too, with an infinitely worse video camera and worse microphone. But don't worry, all's fine.
All will be fine
Everything's great.
for future episodes.
Yeah.
I've got some housekeeping items. We're now on episode 2, so we can have housekeeping items.
Right.
So I'm gonna run through those quickly. The first is, you guys probably knew this already, and some people as well mentioned. So all the audio content is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can now listen audio only if that's your thing. Just a quick search for Six Pack Podcast. You should pick it up pretty easily. I had a few people ask me who were listening to that as their primary way, which is my second item, is that, you guys are showing things. I didn't know that I could see them. So apologies in advance for audio only listeners.
Oh, that.
We are going to show.
You were saying that right now. You confused me so much. I got no sleep last night. I'm like, I'm literally showing you nothing. I have nothing in my hands.
So we are going to show some stuff. With a lovely new segment here in a little bit. And so if you want to see that stuff, you probably want to check it out on YouTube, but we will try our best to, I don't know, charades, describe what we see. I don't know. We'll see
charades.
how things go.
We're only able to describe it, but not using actual descriptive words. Like you have to describe without using the actual words.
Yep.
Right.
It's an extra game.
And in serving cantrip fashion, no adjectives allowed, right?
Yes.
For descriptions, right? You will notice, if you are watching on YouTube, that Shan has a lovely new title across the bottom.
Yes,
Chief Vibes Officer.
That's me.
So we're good to go. The last item that I think I got for the housekeeping is Harry. Do you have your mop at the ready?
I am currently at my parents' house, so I could not get him up in time. I've got a towel.
Oh,
This
we
is
got
the
a
best
towel
we're getting.
instead.
Audio listeners, description. This is
Right.
a fudge. Which one's an adjective? Adjective is like the red dragon, the red bit of red dragon. This is a nondescript towel. That
It is
still an
a-
adjective.
Gray towel.
It is a grey towel.
Great towel.
It's a grey hand towel, very specifically.
Yes.
So there we go. The budget is going through the roof.
Excellent, man. I'm glad that
Wonderful.
you've been able to stick with a bit. Shan, do you have your mop at the ready?
I don't because of Christmas. I forgot. Let me see if I have something fun I can like the best I can do is this spoon.
That works for me. That works.
Audio
for me.
description. It is a
Oh yeah,
signed spoon.
it's signed. It's a wooden spoon. I have sitting at my desk because it's signed by Benjamin M. Starr, and it was delighted to do so at KupoCon. So
It's very spherical.
it's very round. It's wood, obviously, and it's like a light brown color. Beautiful grain. Yeah. Spoon.
It
Excellent.
is wood and
Yeah.
spoon.
Wood and spoon.
I am happy that you have that.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
I love a spoon.
Do you have your
I'm-
mop ready?
I have
Do
my
you have
mop
a
at the
mop?
ready.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
He has the only one who showed up ready for the assignment.
I am ashamed to admit that it has not moved since
Oh,
we
okay.
recorded last.
See, at least mine's not here because I had to Swiffer the whole kitchen.
So the last item, before we get into just a quick review of our lovely last podcast, is Shan, raise your drinks. Mine is like while we were in the green room beforehand. You
need to, like,
Harry's
show
got
off
water.
how blue it
Excellent.
is.
Or that could be vodka.
I have so many drinks. You actually have no idea. I'm a drink goblin.
I'm gonna for the audio listeners, I'm about to neck this nondescript clear liquid.
Clear liquid. It could be gasoline for all we know.
it
Do not
definitely
drink
could be.
Moonshine.
Do not
I am
drink
going
gasoline,
to
audio
now.
and visual listeners.
Yes, I am now going to eat the strawberry garnish that was on the lovely cocktail. Very nice.
Doc is currently chewing the strawberry.
Excellent.
I think
Okay.
the listeners can hear that. I think they'll figure it out.
I am not going to attempt to eat the lime that is also garnishing
Don't do that.
the drink.
We're already on the category in games. We're going there for ASMR. We're heading for you next.
I can't wait to talk about ASMR. I did put that somewhere in the notes.
Is it in the... Oh, great.
I added it in the one spot it seemed to fit most.
I am happy that that's on the agenda.
Yes.
Moving swiftly on
Moving.
to a quick review of our lovely last episode, which was on this... Hard to believe, but on the 17th of December, almost a month ago. Crazy. We got over 100 views on YouTube, which is actually shocking to me, which is great. I got a bunch of notifications from, I think, Apple Podcasts saying that we were like number 65 in the category games in the UK, which was cool.
The terrifying ordeal of being known.
Yes, that is a terrifying ordeal. And that's basically with no marketing apart from letting the Discord guys know. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more marketing around the next episode, which this one will go live here in a few days. We're recording this on Monday, and I think Action Surge will go live tomorrow, and then we'll probably post this up on Wednesday. So I got a couple days to organize a little bit of extra marketing so that people can find us a little bit easier. Anything you guys want to say about last episode?
We did a great job.
Yeah,
was fun.
Yeah, what a
fun.
good pilot. It was a great pilot where I was kind of awkwardly fidgeting with a mop for the first like 2 hours because I forgot that like I actually had it on me and it was on camera the whole time. And then I had to commit to it and I couldn't back out. And there's a little bit in it. We're halfway through. We're talking about like, I don't know, band tours and like the tour merch. And I was like, oh, I've actually got like one is like good evidence of like, oh, I really like it when they do this. I kind of brought out the t-shirt and I just sort of kind of awkwardly held on to it for a bit because by the time I found it, we'd moved on from the topic and I didn't know how to pull back from it. So that's another reason to check out the YouTube one, everyone.
You can observe Harry's increasing anxiety with having a mop in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the whole thing back?
I did not.
I did not watch it the whole thing back. Well, that's not true. I watched the whole thing back at like 2x or 2.5x speed.
Yeah, there you go.
So that I could make all the timestamps for YouTube.
Yeah.
But
I am too like no, I am too. I very much am with Adam Driver on the like will immediately die if shown any footage that involves themselves in it. So I you know I'm not dissing our own podcast. Thank you everyone who is listening along. But I am too self-hating of the sound of my own voice to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't even watch the Christmas special yet, so it's like I don't really feel right watching myself when I still
before
owe them
you
eyeballs.
watch the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Very good. The last item on the list is at, I believe, both Shan and Harry's suggestion. I got a cameo from Ben Starr
Oh yes.
Oh gosh,
Uh,
this.
regarding my poor parenting choices, which was excellent, and my daughter loved it. So thank you guys for making the suggestion and for Ben totally coming up to the mark. It was impressive.
He never fails. He never misses. Which is why, like, I'm trying to come up with, like, a third idea. Because I'm really craving some, like, Ben idiocy. And I haven't been able to think of anything. But never misses. Like, the prompts, scary good at meeting a prompt.
He's good. It's almost as if he's a
good.
professional.
It's almost as if he acts
Yeah.
crazy.
It's almost as if he's a professional.
Yeah.
Right. Let's quickly run down the news. We're gonna hop over to our lovely, and this is tricky for our lovely audio listeners. But I'm just showing the monthly update from December. I am going to scroll down to the bottom of this to look at the schedule. So we filmed on the 17th, which was the Action Surge day. There was an AMA. The behind the DM screen, the unhinged, I think, is the best way of describing it. Christmas special, which delivered on all accounts.
It delivered on it delivered on the drinks, it delivered on the presents, it delivered on the Ben. It had everything. We had it all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it
bummed
was.
I missed it.
Well, the lovely thing about it, Shan, is that you can go back and watch it at any time.
Yeah,
Mr.
but it's
Grabby
always
Hands is
funny.
immortal.
It's I have seen clips of Mr. Grabby Hands.
Mr.
'cause
Grabby
they
Hands
released
is-
that BTS or whatever, the short clips. I have seen Mr. Grabby Hands, but it's always funnier when you're with a group of people, like watching the madness unfold and nobody knows what to expect. So it's like, yeah, I'll be giggling to myself somewhere, but it's like, the magic of like goofing off with everybody is kind of lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Did anybody do a watch party? I was traveling, so
I did, yes.
Yeah,
we did
there
do a
was
watch
one.
party. That was it was a fun one, yeah. It's a fun little watch party. Because it was a bit more casual, a lot of us spent it like because on the 24th, like wrapping up any last minute gifts, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, just quite nice. I had like I had a weird Christmassy hat on, the usual.
cool. Obviously the cocktails went live. I practiced the one that I had today, so the pink-skinned tiefling, while I was away, where I had a full bar at my disposal. I have imported parts of the full bar now that I'm back here in the UK. And if you've been following the shenanigans in Discord, I have been prepping all the items. Finally, I think this is my 5th or 6th try now. Can recommend. I got to try some more. My partner really wants to try Ben's, and I've been like, I'm not so sure you do. But
Yeah, is really scaring me about it. I want to try it just so I can make a hypnotic gaze joke, LOL. But I'm scared. The warnings are not the warnings and like the references to like Mr. Grabby Hands over here. I'm terrified of trying it.
yeah,
That's
I
all I have
mean,
to say.
everybody seemed to complain about it during the episode, and then Ben ended up drinking like all of them or whatever.
Great.
I don't know anybody else who has a review on him, but anyway, we'll have time to
We'll
review
get onto that.
We'll have time to get
I have a
a
3-day weekend coming up. I think that's
more
where we'll
detailed
play.
cocktail reviews.
I have a theoretical review, and that is
Oh,
all we
no.
can simply mention at this stage.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear it. I am going to look at the
God, this is so blue.
January update, guys.
Yeah.
Also scroll down to the schedule. So we had episode 20. We will go over that in some detail. The AMA was once again
Incredible.
delivering on all accounts.
I have been quoting it. Like I told Kagan what I've been quoting
Excuse
from
me.
it for like since I watched it. There is one specific line that I have been using from that
If
AMA.
you're
It's
not
incredible.
subscribed to the Patreon, you really, I don't know how you could not be at this point. The amount of stuff that you got between the last episode and this one is crazy.
And now that I'm caught up on Clax, like it's like everything like between the AMA and Clax alone, because I still haven't watched a lot of the other stuff, and obviously ad-free episodes, the ad separate, early action surge, two big thumbs up.
Yeah.
100 shots in 100 minutes is if you call that a review.
Yeah, I think also I think some of the most interesting articles on there are the Beyond the DM Screen articles, because it's a really good kind of perspective and also quite a validating one, to be able to see how someone who's prepping a game for an actual play show, which kind of differs in some ways to a home game, but Harry also offers a lot of tips towards the sort of home game style.
Yeah.
That can really help, especially when you're sort of like are very much jumping into a deep end in terms of maybe not feeling confident in DMing. It's really interesting. They're really nice little reads. But the Patreon is, it is really important because it really kind of, the costs that go into filming each of the episodes are like very high. If you sort of look at the Kickstarter and how much they were able to sort of cost it for like 10 episodes, we're already sort of getting to like double that now. So anything and everything that can help them to be able to, produce those episodes without it sort of coming out of those personal costs just means more Natty 6, which, is getting real freaking spicy.
We are all here for that. And yeah, 20 is double the Kickstarter, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
20 is double than 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it's sort of the first 10, it was sort of like the first 10, they were sort of thinking that was going to be mostly the first arc up to Mouse. But because of how it sort of went, that sort of, they kind of sort of squeezed out a bit more of the money to get us to 13. So, yeah, technically, like, those first 13 episodes are kind of the Kickstarter-y ones. You can sort of see it, especially when the credits start changing from Kickstarter and Patreon to just Patreon. But, yeah. But still, it's interesting sort of looking at it and thinking about that production side of it on the back end because, a lot of other productions, say, for example, like Dimension 20 or Critical Role, you don't really get to learn a lot about how a lot of the production kind of happens in the background. But it's, interesting seeing not only just with Behind the DM Screen, but also, on the Natural Six Discord. Like, there's often little bits of insights, bits of the, even more of the behind the scenes, not just the the shenanigans that go on that are unbroadcastable, but just like the actual behind the scenes, how they go about it, how they go about filming it. You get a lot of insights to that, especially on the Discord. So it's really interesting to see a lot of that transparency, in my opinion.
No, 100%. 100%, Harry. So we will probably not film episode 3 until towards the end of January, beginning of February. So we'll just run down the items that are remaining here. I had hoped that the scheduling would mean that we could record after the web store announcement video. We might do a mini episode, maybe, just talking about the web store announcement. Otherwise, we'll save that till the next time we get together. But I know that there's so many people who have been waiting to get their hands on Natural Six stuff. So that'll be great.
Yes.
More clacks, which I think we're all here for. And now there's even added significance to those clacks episodes, which we will get to. The foreshadowing for the level of episode 21 is kind of off the charts. The whole cast has been talking about kind of how good 21 is. The bar is already high after 20, so
Hopefully nobody dies this time. Am I right, fellas? Because
Don't
last time,
do double fingers crossed. That is
last
unlucky.
time this episode was last time an episode was talked up to me by a cast member. That cast member's character died. So I think I'm just putting it out there. Nobody die this time. We all really appreciate
I am hoping that no one comes close to death.
it. Yeah, please, thank you.
I am hoping someone comes close to death.
Okay, you're like you're like from Parks and Rec. Somebody might die of fun.
Yes. No, yes, okay, because there is this other like a basically Pokemon D&D style game that I play in, and I'm really enjoying playing kind of like the a-hole who is right kind of character. Because I'm basically playing like a jaded Pokemon professor who may or may not have traveled back in time because he accidentally ended the world.
Whoa.
But it is very fun playing a character who is like, I've had points where I've kind of done stuff that is a little bit like animosity to the team, or like put forward a suggestion as a player that the GM said, "Oh, that's a really good idea," and the rest of the players are like, "Harry, why did you suggest that? That is evil." And I just, it's fun being evil. It's fun being evil sometimes. I just gotta say it.
It is fun being evil.
So I will be rooting for like 3 party members to go down. Every combat, I'm like, come on, who's gonna go down? Get that feels money in. But like, I want everyone to live, that's fine. But you know, there's no story without stakes.
Right.
You want it to be tight, right?
Yes. All I'm saying is that all I'm just saying is that episode, it was like episode 17, wasn't it? So that was like only 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
We started reaching peak.
So definitely the guys are definitely finding their stride, I think. That's for sure. And I know they've talked about longevity and how they can continue to, make things viable and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this definitely feels like we're on the substantial upward trajectory in really everything about what they're doing. So we look forward to episode 21. The other thing that's coming up that a lot of people have been asking for, I think I'd probably see a question about it on the Discord every couple days. Hey, what about a recap? So that'll be coming out on the 24th. It'll be interesting to see how they put that together.
I want to say, what an episode to like put that at the top of the recap for. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice whole round number. I was only thinking like if they did a recap, they might do it in terms of the mouse arc, because with some of the stuff like we've already seen with the merch, the merch design for this drop, it's kind of got the tour dates for everything leading up to the mouse episodes. But I think going up to 20, especially with the occurrences of what happened this time, I think that's really clever, because it's going to leave things on a quite natural cliffhanger that then gets people to want to watch 21. So very good idea. I mean, even if it's just a compilation of Harry's different recaps for each of the episodes, because those tend to be like 5 to 10 minutes each. Yeah. That's already quite like a decent compilation. He is very holistic in terms of those recaps. We love those. So it'll be good to see them combined, especially for new people who are like daunted by that idea of watching. Oh god, I've got to watch like 30. Wait, what's 20 times by an average of 3? 20 times by an average of 3. 60 hours. Yes. I've got to watch 60 hours of content to catch up, and it's like, haha, you can catch up on that later. Here's all you need to know, and then you can watch all of the shenanigans.
Yeah, especially after like the action surge, when they were talking about like Harry's recaps specifically. It's kind of cool to remember that we're gonna have a nice little like fun time recap of the recapped.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a good bit of user experience.
Yeah.
But for YouTube.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think they've already said, I think it was last AMA, all with the number of content pieces over the last sort of 10 days, it's hard to, some of them have all kind of bled into one for me, but
I know.
about how much they're listening to those recaps and what it takes to put them together and all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So that's coming out. It'll be interesting to see how all that plays out, and that takes us basically till the end of the month, with 21 coming out, Action Surge, more BTS, which is cool. And Clacks, of course.
Oh, can we scroll down and see that image of Doug, please?
He just really wants to look at a pig.
Yeah, audio listeners, we are looking at an image of Doug Cockle, the actor, on a Polaroid. He's kind of frowning, doing a slight sort of frowning, staring like Kubrick staring at the camera with the caption, "I think I pooed" on it.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. No notes.
Thank you for the closed captioning of that item.
Speaking of this, I want to also just point out, again, something that's not written on this January schedule, not written on this. Today around lunchtime, I just get a notification on my phone via email, Patreon, via Natural 6. The email is simply entitled juicyass.mp4.
Yes.
We were warned though, and that's why I just forgot.
We were warned.
Today.
I wasn't. Where were we warned?
We were only warned because Holly warned us in the watch party.
Yeah.
That the video was called Juicy Ass MP4.
She said it was sent to her with that title. That was it. Nobody, one person chose that title.
This is the one time, that's the one time I had to leave the watch party early, so I missed out on the warning.
I wonder if she mentioned it as well during the AMA, because they recorded it very, very close to the episode.
Yeah.
Going live, but
yeah.
Anyway, yes, we were. If you were paying very close attention, you would have had some warning, but otherwise, yes.
You're part of the 18 people who are part of the watch party. Shout out to the people who come to the watch parties every week. Yeah, we're doing that.
I made it late, and so I got the note because I made it late. Like if I'd been early but couldn't make the second, I might have missed the note.
Yeah, but that was a very interesting experience because I was screen sharing my screen at the time with desktop notifications on, and yeah,
and the thing just pops up out of the corner.
Yes.
Just like the original watch parties, because that happened in the original watch parties a couple times too, I believe. That you, when you were
Harry's Juicy Ass MP4 notifications?
Well, it wasn't Juicy Ass
Excuse
MP4,
me?
but
No,
he
I
had
must deny these
notifications
allegations.
popping
I must
up.
deny. I must say that that has never happened.
He was getting mod notifications in the corner.
No. Okay, what it was that I was taking screenshots of different parts of how people were reacting, and they kept showing up in the bottom right corner with sniffing tools.
Incredible stuff.
Likely story.
I must. Yes. No. I must indeed deny. I do not own any MP4s that are called Juicy Ass.mp4.
Okay, I was afraid
PC.
you were gonna say I don't own a Juicy Ass. I was like, that's a weird thing to cop to, but I respect it.
Being the only one here who has seen Harry in person, I am not making any comments about Harry's rear end. on
I mean,
the podcast.
look, I
I'm
was
just
perfectly...
saying that's where it
okay.
sounded like it was going. That's all I'm saying.
All right, if this is the tone of what this is going for what it is worth, at EGX, like it would be impossible to like tell basically anything about my dimensions because one, I'm generally kind of short, but like two, I was kind of like perfectly optically camouflaged with. I've actually got them here, like
Oh,
the
God.
perfectly. Oh yeah, I went to with
I
the
needed a
most
drink for this
perfectly
one.
like red and
Oh, I
red,
do
green, and
remember
white
this.
tartan attire. Audio listeners,
Yes.
there's like striped tartan. It's red, and white and green,
Yes.
and you know that is like kaleidoscopic on the eyes when you look at it in person. But we
Right.
love it. I love it. I will not
We
stop
love it.
wearing it.
I
We love
he
it,
says.
yes.
And
So,
then he
you know.
goes, I love it. He knew he had to correct.
We love it.
I
you
love
can't,
it.
and you cannot make any assumptions on me because I was
Right.
wearing those. It just like everything just looks symmetrical.
It's like that paint that you put on like aircraft carriers or whatever so you can't tell how far
Blackhawks.
away it is,
Exactly.
right?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm trying to say.
Oh my
Can we
God.
move on to another segment? Because
Yes,
I think
we
before
can.
I ruin everything. About
We
my-
can move
my
swiftly on
self-image.
to the last bit of news, which is another thing that was not on the lovely schedule here, which was the cast being on BBC Breakfast here in the UK.
I know why it's
which
not
is
on the schedule.
kind of a thing.
Holly told us.
I was gonna ask, do we have the clip for that? But I realized, oh yeah, actually we can't show that. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
BBC.
I'm not going to
I doubt I can even
rebroadcast the BBC
access it.
here.
Yeah, they don't like when you do that. I do know that much.
I am not going to rebroadcast things from the BBC here. I do not want any DMCA takedowns on our lovely channel after 2 episodes. Thank you.
Go on BBC iPlayer, video and audio listeners.
Yeah.
Because why not? Watch some Line
I'll
of
just
Duty
have
as
to
well.
miss out on that one, fellas.
It's
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's only like they were there for multiple hours and they had screen time of about 40 seconds. So
Yeah.
that tells you how that all went.
The real
Um,
question is though, who wins D&D? Who won D&D though? Who do you guys think won D&D?
I feel like based on Harry's assessment, which was towards the end of the whole session, that the team was beating his DM. I feel like the party was winning.
I think if they're beating you, then you are still winning. I think if as long as they're beating you so as long as they're beating the DM,
Right. As
Then-
long as they're beating you.
as long as they're beating the DM, then you're winning.
Right.
That's my perspective on the matter, because
I
it's
mean,
like that's the
then-
intersection.
Then a couple people in Natural Six definitely won episode 20, I think.
Okay. It's if you are so here's the intersection. I
Right.
think like the intersection of as a GM you are winning, is if you are in a combat and you know that you're running it well because you've managed the goal as the GM is I want to get someone down. I want to go for blood. I just want to go for blood and get at least one person down. If I can just get one person down, even if they're like, have 50 million potions thrown on them, we're good. We are surviving. We are A-okay.
We're
Like,
surviving.
as long as I get one person down, I've done my job. I've made this combat more tense. So that's how I would describe the winning of the D&D.
Right. Winning the D&D.
Who do you think won D&D, Shan?
Was this is this related to the BBC breakfast thing? Because
Yes, no, okay, for context.
I
Did you
can't
watch
watch
the
it.
BBC Breakfast thing? This is a very important thing. The clips
I
that were
couldn't
sent
watch
on
it.
No, the
Oh, wait,
clips
they
that were
were
sent on
sent?
Discord though.
No, I didn't know they were. I think I
I-
was working that day, so
I
I
will-
didn't
Alex
get to
made
see.
I will
Alex
hook-
made
I will hook you
a,
up. Don't worry.
Thank you. And then I will
Alex-
answer you.
Alex did
Who I
a
think won.
a like what's it called, like a transformative use, transformative use for parody, documenting that grand
Excellent.
experience.
Excellent. Okay, I'll check it out.
So that's why audio listeners, Shan was giving a bewildered look throughout that entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was working on my show notes here while you guys were discussing that, because I
The-
figured it was a BBC
The
breakfast
summary
thing that I had
there,
not seen.
Shan, is that the presenter literally started every interaction with the multiple groups of people. So it wasn't just natural six people. I think the total
Yeah.
segment was about 11 minutes in total over the 3.5
Okay.
hours of the breakfast program. So it was a sizable amount that they got screen time across a whole wide cross section of different people and businesses who are involved with tabletop gaming in general, both board games and role-playing games. He literally started every interaction with "Who's winning?" So
Yay!
The
Are
thing
you
is he
winning,
went
son?
round yes. The thing is, he came around a second time, so it's like again, Eva was on first of all. Sort of, she had the pitch for D&D down on lock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, what are you playing?" And she had the D&D pitch down on lock. And then he was like, "Who's winning?" And
Great.
bless her, she tried. She tried to be like, "Hey, it's a collaborative game. No one's winning. We're all just having a good bit of fun."
Well,
But he
that's
came around a second time, like 30 minutes
Lord.
later. And he hadn't learned. He, bless him, he hadn't learned.
Learned.
He was like, I'm going to try asking the DM instead, are you winning? So
You winning, son?
he tried. He tried.
The-
I hope he does try D&D.
the
So he
"Are
will
you
feel like he
winning,
wins.
son?" meme was used multiple times. Yes, on the Discord following.
Thank God. I'm so glad I
following
wasn't the
all
only
that.
one.
Yeah. Right. We ready to move on?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We are going to do a new segment, which I hope to continue each time we do one of these. Called the Six-Pack Art Showcase, where we take art from the community, in particular on Discord, but really from any source, and showcase it here. And give shout outs to the people who are doing it and kind of celebrate the stuff that they're doing. So we've got a few artists here today, and I am going to
I will say, I have
switch
not
over.
seen... I have actually, I deliberately didn't look at the message of any of the artworks that you sent, so we're going to get the live Harry
He's gonna
reaction
be
to all of them.
surprised.
You're gonna get the live Harry
react.
reaction. So the first
Camera.
first one is from Rania, who started this really at the beginning of December, the Advent Calendar project, which was designed to bring all sorts of different people from the community together around the Christmas theme. And much of the artwork that you are going to see here was part of that project or adjacent to it and is Christmas-y themed, or at least winter themed. So shout out to Rania for all the cool work that she's done on Instagram to try and bring people together and get all this cool stuff put together. I have some of the other things that she posted, which I am going to bring up so you guys can check them out.
Man, I need to practice drawing. I say that every 6 months.
Let's drop
wanna-
this
I
guy
wanna be
in
part of
here.
something.
So
That's cute. I love this.
yeah, Rania did some cool stuff for her tree, which is Natural Six themed.
It's for those who can't see it. It's little sticks that are shaped to form the web symbol.
As
Very
a
cute.
ornament
As an
on her
ornament.
tree.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah.
It is very, my review, it is very rustic. It's very rustic and cozy cottage vibes. But also like knowing the lore, if you see that, oh no, the most cottagecore thing to see, to know you're in danger.
Mm-hmm.
That tree is not to be trusted. Do not trust that tree.
Do not
Fade.
trust that tree.
Can't shout fade at the tree, see what happens.
Grab hold of a branch, shout fade, right?
Yes.
Right. We ready for Rania's second one?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
saw this
gosh.
one as well.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That has. Oh my gosh. That's viewers. It is Ronya's like again. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Ronya's like eye cosplay. Um. Oh my gosh. The last time I saw this on the Discord, she was still like working on getting the head going. That's so freaking good. Holy fudge.
So cool.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Oh my
So
god. There are so many
hopefully-
teeth.
Yeah, it's amazing. It'll be interesting to see by the next EGX, and hopefully the guys will be invited, that she'll be able to finish it, and then we'll be able to see it and take pictures with her.
Oh hell yeah.
with it.
and also it's eye in the Christmassy Santa hat.
It
Yes.
is a Christmassy
Christmas
Santa
eye.
hat, indeed.
That is oh my god, that is fantastic. What? How is this? How does the skin like reflect light that well? That's like
It's
what
it's not only a great cosplay outfit, it's also a great picture.
what substance is that made of? I don't know. Is it paint? Is that either just really good paint, or is that like leather? Because like that could be like skin, but you know, ethical.
Yeah, I was gonna
I-
say that's.
I have no idea, Harry. I think we're gonna have to wait till Rania brings it to a in-person convention so we can check it out.
Holy fudge!
Um,
That's so cool.
all right. Anything else before we move on to our next artist?
No notes.
No notes.
No more
Excellent.
notes apart from all of the ones I've just given.
All right, we're gonna move on. We've got 4 here from Martina. Martina was participating heavily in Ranya's Advent Calendar project. This one's great. Radian and Kelnus building a snowman, which is pretty impressive.
And also we have we also have Elowen very much on the left enjoying a good old mulled wine.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. This is a
That's
lovely
true.
sketch. Oh my days. I especially like Radian in the beanie. Radian in the beanie is a good look for him. I'm gonna
Get
be
that
honest.
hood off and throw on a beanie.
Hell yes.
I will second that and add that he is the one with the mittens. Of course he is.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta protect those. You gotta protect those moisturized fingers. Can't let them
Yeah.
get dried out. I know all
Definitely
about
not.
that.
Definitely not. Right. You ready to move on to Martina's number 2?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Oh
This is,
my
I think, the
days.
only non-Christmas/winter themed one from Martina, which is I with the lovely caramel
Toffee
apples.
apples.
Toffee
Caramel
apples.
apples, yeah.
Excuse me.
Caramel or toffee apples. Might be caramel.
I
The
think
biggest might
I
be
think
caramel.
they were I think they were explained as toffee apples. So
Yeah, no, they
um,
were, but you can't pass up the opportunity to say might be caramel.
You might.
Can't.
Can there be caramel toffee? I don't know how it works. Or is caramel inherently different to toffee?
It's inherently different. But
this might be one of these "I will fight you" things, Harry.
to
Oh.
me, they're inherently different.
As in, I will fight you
So-
because it could be different, or because or because I'm saying something absolutely insane. Right now.
Or by just
have
even
no idea.
suggesting the fact that they are different or that they are the same, right? Yeah, or related in any way.
Oh my god!
But
Just,
yeah,
this is real cute.
it is
It's very cute.
very cute. This one.
I love the shading. I love the shading. It's like, I love the shading. I am terrible with a pen. I am terrible with like a pencil. So I appreciate it when people have more patience and finer motor controls than I can do. And it's just
Yeah,
like
how
it is
quickly they were
annoying
able
to see shading.
to crank these out. I think this one
Yeah.
came out only like a day or a day and a half after the episode aired. Is just really impressive overall. Not a skill set I have.
No.
We got two more. This one's great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this is my
I love
favorite one.
that one.
Oh my god.
With the whole newly dead there.
Harry is the Christmas tree.
Oh my god, yeah. That's good.
Is he the
Okay.
Christmas tree or is
He's
he
on
No,
all the
I'm
baubles.
just saying that.
Wait, is he not on the baubles, or is just the compression from my thing? Am I like literally seeing something that's
He's
not
making
there?
it up. Here, I'm gonna open it on mine.
Okay, I'm loading up the raw one.
Oh wait,
Because I thought he's
No,
on
those are
each
candles.
of the baubles.
those
No.
are candles.
Okay.
I'm looking
well,
at it right now. They're candles.
Were you thinking
Audio
that he was
listeners-
like multiplied
listeners.
on the...
Yeah, like he was
They're
the
candles.
audio listeners, Harry is each of the candles that are on this Christmas
He
tree.
is not.
He is.
He's
And-
playing the Christmas tree. He is old Tenenbaum. He's playing the Christmas because if you have the 5,
Yep.
Harry is obviously playing the Christmas tree. He's the
Uh,
talking star at the top.
Yes. But I thought like
Yes.
you can see like his little bomber jacket.
No.
Like not bomber jacket. That's not a bomber jacket. He wears like a little jacket or like vest or something like that. Like his
I
color
see
scheme is
what
like
you're
white,
getting
sort of like
at,
blue or black.
but
you
those
can
are
see that, and then his
candles.
head's like illuminated, like
No, I see what you're getting at, but those are definitely candles.
like Jesus in all the art. He's like,
Martina's gonna listen to this and just be like, "What, is
What
he
the hell are you
talking
guys
about?"
talking about? I will never
Well,
post
art
any
is
of my art
subjective.
again.
Art is subjective. So who are we to say he can't see Harry in this Christmas tree? Who are we really?
I see Harry in those candles, okay, and because he's in so
I
many
see
of those
Harry
multiple places,
everywhere I go.
okay, and there's so many of them because he plays all the different
I
NPCs.
see him on my Netflix.
Oh man. Shall we move on to the last
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
item
we
so
gotta
sorry.
stop.
from
God,
Martina.
he's
So sorry
losing
for
his
this.
mind. We have to stop.
This one's great too. Nice Christmas
Yes.
wreath with the whole group with Santa hats.
Oh my god.
On.
Oh, that is lovely.
It's really pretty.
Oh my god. Once again, 10 out of 10 shading.
Yeah, there were several others. Like I said, Martina was participating heavily in the Advent calendar project. I just selected these 4 because they spoke to me.
He spoke.
So,
Harry spoke from the lights on the Christmas tree directly to you.
directly to me, yes.
Choose these ones.
Exercise to the viewer is where is Harry in this particular
Yeah.
drawing?
Where are you gonna find Harry this time?
He's the bow at the top,
Hold on.
Or is he the pine cones?
the pine cones.
Hold on.
Uh oh.
He's getting his magnifying glass out, folks.
He's literally in the screen.
I don't know. Maybe he could be the bow because the web is wide. And it's like it ties the bow ties everything together.
It does.
Okay.
The bow is something that ties everything together, and it's circular because it's cyclical because stories it's like
You had me in the
it's
first
got
half, not
beginning
gonna
and no
lie.
end because it's the world, and like because also Reliquary is also like a big crater, and all the characters
Right.
they're within that.
Okay.
Harry's the bow. Harry is the bow confirmed because he ties
Harry's
it all
the
together.
bow.
All right.
Okay.
Well done. All right, we got 2 more artists to go. This one is great. From
Look at him
Oh my god.
enjoying the
Aldaria,
winter
He's
weather.
just a little guy. Oh my
He's
god.
just a little guy.
it's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is adorable.
Just a little guy.
That jacket is so like nicely padded. That's a comfy
Yeah.
jacket.
He's gonna be so warm because lizards, they get cold.
Yeah, they
Gotta
do.
keep them warm.
That they do.
Mm-hmm.
That they do.
He's got his little earmuffs on. Ain't got no ears. Keep them warm.
This came up in the last episode, no? Or in the action surge?
Yeah,
About-
Harry did talk about that. It's winter.
not only is it winter, but I think Holly asked Alex where where are you? Where are eyes ears?
Where are they?
Yeah, but he's
Where are
definitely
they?
he's got the earmuffs on. That's for sure.
He's warm.
And critically, the mittens are attached to the jacket.
Yes,
so
because he'll
that
lose
Gotta
them.
be.
you lose them
Yeah.
otherwise.
He'll lose
I gotta say,
them.
you gotta be like careful in those mittens because if you got like sharp fingernails, like I don't know,
Yeah,
like
does he
I don't know
wear
if either of you,
oversized mittens?
yeah,
So his nails don't touch the points?
yeah, I don't know if have like, I don't know if anyone has ever like had, like those like long nails or anything like that before.
Not much
How do
longer
they
than,
work?
than this. Like I've never gone very long.
I don't know how would those work with like gloves
It's
and all that.
very hard.
Like if you got,
I mean, it's hard to
like,
do anything.
yeah, if you got like those like aesthetic like
You
longer
will have to
nails.
ask Holly next time.
You should hear someone typing on
hear-
a touchscreen phone with nails on.
Ooh,
Like ASMR. Hold on.
I feel like that's like
Like you would
Yeah.
hear my nails hitting my screen.
yeah. I feel like that's close to fingernails and chalkboard territory.
This art is lovely.
This art is
Lovely.
fantastic. Finishing up. I apologize in advance for any poor pronunciation of Kurskin's name here.
This is very cool.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
very cool. They did say that I think that they were going to try and do all of the cast.
That would be
This
so
is audio descriptors. This is lore accurate Dolly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Dolly we know in the official art, is in like quite deceptive in terms of gives off that kind of like quite carefree and going vibes. But like we know how much of like a mastermind and kind of like quite like deep Dolly can get. And I am loving this. Like Dolly's kind of wearing quite like basically moodier colors, moody aesthetic. Oh, these colors, they be popping. I don't know anything about art. These colors, they do be popping, and they're making me feel very happy. Like
That's
a
art.
good,
You
that's
did
a
it.
good blue. That is a good like blue starry like jacket coat thing. Yeah, that works really well. The kind of like mustardy with the mustardy shirt and those like red trousers. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's fabulous. Holy fudge. This is good. I need to find can I get some
Can you
I
buy
get those as
these-
a print? I hope.
Can you buy these products? I have no idea. Is the short answer. They were posting the intermediates. This is the final.
Wow.
I believe.
It's
So there were
gorgeous.
intermediates as well on Discord if you want to check those out.
Shout out to artists in general. Like shout out to people who have the time and patience to art. Holy fudge.
Yeah,
One
really,
day I'll
really
make-
impressive.
I'll get good, as they say.
Really, really impressive. So that's our 4 artists for our initial
Congrats on winning art, guys.
art showcase. Thank
Yeah,
you,
the
Shan.
BBC presenter, he
Which
comes
is a
in, he's like,
normal
who's
thing
winning?
to want to win.
To want to win, yes.
I love that that's like something that's come up as a meme on the Discord recently is like, because we've all been talking about neurodivergence, and it's like, oh yeah, I won the, normal task, which is like a normal thing to want to win. Like, yeah, I'm winning, son. But congrats to winning artists.
Impressive stuff. We will be trying to do this each episode. Should the fancy greet us.
Yeah.
And we've got good things to show. Usually after each story episode, there's some really impressive stuff. So long may it continue. Love to continue to show it off and showcase the cool work these guys are doing.
Yeah.
I think we can move swiftly on to what we've been playing and doing lately,
Yeah, what have we been up to?
I feel like it's maybe too late to be doing the whole Happy New Year thing. But
If you haven't heard it from anybody yet, on January 13th, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's obviously been almost a month. We've been doing lots of things. Harry's in different climes than he normally is. Harry, do you wanna?
Oh, fudge! Yeah, this is my bit. I
here we
wrote down
go.
I wanted to do bit. Yeah. So,
Here he goes.
audio listeners, I'm standing up from my seat. Audio listeners, I'm.
Bye.
He's trying not to strangle himself with
See
the
ya.
headphones.
Yeah, I love watching him try and do this.
Video listeners can only understand my struggles of trying to grab things with my headset. So,
I need to ask before you say anything.
yeah.
Does it smell like a book? You had to put your face right in there.
It
Put
does,
your face
yeah.
right
Yeah,
in
it
there.
does.
All right.
I must say it does. So, I mean, one of the little Christmas presents that I got, which is very nice, because I didn't know it existed until the Natural Six adverts. So, if you've managed to get to, like an hour and a half or an hour and a quarter into this, and you are an advertiser, don't worry about sponsoring us. Sponsor Natural Six, or maybe do both. I don't know. I don't know if I've just ruined all sorts of sponsors, but I learned about this actually, so I recommended it based on seeing the Natural Six ad on this. Thank you, Ben. The Dungeons and Dragons museum book, which I got for Christmas, which is very nice. First of all, I want to I said I was going to do a little review of it.
Yes.
My main review of it is what the fudge. This book is massive. Like, this book is physically very big. Like,
It's a coffee table book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this book. Yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of open it to a random page. Like, it's got like a,
Yeah,
there's
big.
basically one page of writing per page with a lot of nice, basically accompanying historical images. But it's a nice, easy read, particularly because the text size is really big. Because this whole book is like A3 sized, basically. So this is an A3 book. They've structured it really quite nicely in terms of they go through first edition through to fifth edition, showing off a lot of things. I mean, I don't know if they actually do mention 3.5e. I think they sort of do. It's actually in the beginnings. They're structured in terms of editions, but they take a bit of creative liberty with skirting around a lot of it in a lot of the topics in this book. But it's really nice to basically see a lot of stuff like actual players getting a lot of shoutouts. Yeah, you can see there's a table of contents in the beginning. Oh, my webcam is too low quality to actually show it.
No, it doesn't work.
But first edition goes into sort of a lot of stuff about the history of D&D, all the way through some historical things about each of the different editions and what changed. With just even like some fun behind the scenes images from their production booklets. I would say it's interesting because a lot of the stuff that's in the fourth edition part of the book really is just kind of a lot of stuff from, well, it really came about in fifth edition, but they kind of moved it into the fourth edition booklet because there's not too, unfortunately, hey, fourth edition believers and enjoyers, I see you, I believe in you, and I respect you. But there's not a lot in terms of the cultural zeitgeist, as it were, that went into that came out of fourth edition, because of how much fifth edition superseded it. So I think there are also some really interesting things with fourth edition, such as the history of their first attempt in doing an online virtual tabletop before everyone else tried to be cool, and it didn't have a good. It unfortunately don't think it had a good ending. In terms of how a lot of it ended up shaking out. But, would have been nice to see a little bit of that in there. But honestly, this is a really nice little book. If you got anyone who's wanting it for, their birthday, likes the D&D, and you'd like to get someone that sort of relates to them, this is actually really quite a nice book for that. It's a good little read. I'll have to finish the rest of it on the train when I'm coming back up. When I'm traveling back
That's gonna be
later this
so
month.
funny to look at.
So I'm just going to be sitting
Yep.
like this audio
like in
listeners, I
those
look
old
insane.
movies and shows where old men are reading the newspaper
Reading the
on
newspaper?
the train, but it's a
Yeah.
giant Dungeons and Dragons
Giant
book.
sized.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
we'll definitely need
huge.
some photos of that on the Discord, Harry. When
Yeah.
Good
you're...
luck me. Yeah,
Yep.
good luck on me trying to fit that into literally any of my bags.
Yeah.
Then I've committed
if-
to the bit, unfortunately, so I will
Yeah.
have to do that.
Yep. And if you haven't seen Ben's ad for it, that's what I was referencing when I asked Harry to just smash his face into the book.
Yeah,
Um,
it does smell like a
Does it
good
smell like a book?
new book. Good and new book.
Delicious. We love that.
And A3 is 11 by 17 for our
Yeah, it's very big.
US listeners. Yes.
That's like a standard art print size that you'll see when you go to Artist Alley. A lot of the prints that people like, the medium prints, I believe, is
Yeah.
that medium to large. It depends. Most people will only sell the 11 by 17.
Yeah, it's two regular pieces of paper
very big.
together, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two letter size pieces together.
I was gonna ask.
Yes,
So
sir.
what have you folks been doing? Have you folks been playing anything interesting?
Have I been playing anything interesting? I have been continuing on my catch up, working through my indie backlog while I had the early Christmas gift at the Game Awards there of FF7 Rebirth coming out on PC here at the end of the month in about 10 days. Mostly, I kind of stopped playing on PS5 because the performance was so bad. So I am going to double dip and play it on PC at the end of the month. So I'm just kind of waiting for that and catching up on my indie backlog. So I'm about 60% through Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and I've got, what else have I got in my list? Neva, I think, as well. And I've got 2 or 3 other things that I want to try and knock out before I knuckle down and try and finish up FF7 Rebirth. But other than that, had a little business travel before the Christmas break, and then I didn't play anything really over the Christmas break at all. Yeah, that's it really. Oh, I am playing the new Lego game, which is collaborative with my daughter on PS5, which is very fun. And I'm gonna find.
Yeah, I didn't know if
That
there was
is
like.
the
Lego
Lego
game.
Horizon Adventures.
Oh yeah, that one. Cool.
Yeah, so very fun. Can recommend.
That like, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope it's a nice game. I still think like it's incredibly wild that a Lego version of basically Horizon Zero Dawn was what like Lego thought would be like acceptable to even do, considering like Horizon Zero Dawn is like a 16, is like a Peggy 16 over here.
Yeah.
And is like, can be like, quite intense, survival elements, all of that kind of jazz. So like, I'm kind like, I think it would be interesting seeing more like mature games remade as Lego. Let's bring it back. TT games, we're running it back. Like, we got the Lego Star Wars. Let's get Lego Last of Us.
I'm checking, Harry, what the rating is for
Lego Horizon.
Horizon Adventures.
Yeah. While you look at that, I'll say I finished Final Fantasy 16 in between the end of this one, through this one, did all the DLCs as well. Yeah.
Yes.
I had a really it was really fun. I really like, okay, after you unlock, basically, when you get like the final set of abilities, abilities that has the gauge on it, yeah, that lets you basically do lots of cool, fun, rapid attacks. That I was like, we are absolutely gaming. And yeah, you know, my enjoyment in the game kind of like really sort of went up past that point. I've got a lot to say about Final Fantasy 16 that I will not be saying because I could derail us for an hour.
We
But,
maybe do a spoiler episode or whatever just
A
on
special.
oh boy,
on 16.
that would be wild.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, I've been playing Metaphor ReFantazio.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's like, it's the exact game I needed to play right now because I wanted something that was a lot more like basically chill, but also something in terms of like story themes. I am really surprised and like impressed by how like good and high quality the writing on the story is. Especially because they're trying to, you know, tackle a lot of themes like social injustice and discrimination. And the thing which I think a lot of games struggle with is they tend to, you know, just go on the surface level and say discrimination is bad, but they don't tend to go any more beyond that. And within the first few hours of Metaphor, they're saying the magic word because. Like, they're actually just going in detail and just being like, you know, hell yeah. You know, subtlety is for cowards. Hideo Kojima is right on that front. Hideo Kojima is right. You know, subtext for absolute cowards. I want you to articulate. It's good to have like the right vibes, but I think it's even better having a game and story with writing that is able to articulate its actual messages and themes. Like, and being able to do that without undermining its own subtext, but being able to, you know, be able to actually articulate what it's trying to say as well. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good.
How far along are you?
I think I've only just gotten past pretty much the tutorial. The game started opening out. I'm 24 hours into the game now. And the game's starting to open out. But no, this is also because I am also comedically bad at every single boss. Like, there is one boss where there is this one guy who he shouts. He has two guys with him. You're not allowed to attack him. You have to kill his two side guys while he sits there and he does a cheeky smirk. That's what he uses half of his turns for, to do a cheeky smirk. And then after 2 turns, he gets tired and he's like, okay, you guys have been surviving? It's time to kill you. And he just yells the word, Sanctism! And fudging holy divine smites you. And that was about, I had to reset 5 times before I could get it right because I had not loaded my party correctly. But I still had a lot of fun with it. So, you know, it probably will take you less time to get to the point where I've gone.
Where you are? Yeah. It's on my backlog. I don't know whether I'll get a chance to play it this year. Lots of stuff to play. You playing it on PC?
I'm playing it on PC, and it's really nicely optimized on PC, to be honest. Yeah, it's really nicely optimized. I will say, Final Fantasy 16 on PC, while I've enjoyed it, the performance of that game like has a steady decline from beginning to end. Like from beginning of the game to end of the game, it very like linearly goes down.
Yeah, I mean performance was already rough on PS5. I would say not as bad as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but
yeah, I didn't have too bad a time on my PS5 with 16, but I did also in the middle of the game before the Titan fight take my PS5 and dust it because I heard the Titan fight was crashing people's PS5s. So I made sure I was ready, so I didn't really have any issues. I had more issues with Rebirth than I did with 16.
With the 16,
like,
same
like,
for me.
Fun fact, guys. Yeah, if you want to get high scores at the piano game, you have to switch to performance mode for the piano game and then switch back.
Oh, there's no way I could play it on...
Like, I only do it for the piano game.
Yeah.
And then I'll switch back because there's a lag that you don't have to deal with in performance mode. So, or graphics mode? I think it's performance mode.
Okay, whatever,
Yeah, because, like, I was having trouble, and I was like, I don't understand why I'm not getting it. My friend said switch to the other mode, and I did, and smooth. I got a B immediately, and I was like, what is going on with the piano minigame?
You don't have the latency
for all
or
of
whatever,
Yep, no latency. So all of you PS players, If you've been trying to figure out why you suck at the piano game, even though you're literally doing your best, there's a button lag. Your game is moving faster than your buttons, and you don't realize it. Switch to performance mode. You'll get a B, just like me. There you go.
Shan's monthly
Fun
gaming
tips.
tip.
Gaming
Yeah, that's
tips.
my daily gaming tip.
Yeah, the performance of there is no way I could play it on graphics mode. It's like a like 7 Rebirth is like a slideshow.
Yeah, and it's like
no chance.
And the lighting is so bad too. Like, I'm excited to see how they fix things for PC, because my God, like, after going from 16, which had an incredibly lit game, and the way they did shadows and lighting was really well done. And then you go to 7 Rebirth and you walk outside and you get like flash bombed. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous that came from like the same company.
We will see how that all plays out, obviously.
Yeah.
Coming in 10 days or so.
Yeah.
I believe the recommended for the high spec is a 4080.
I think that's what I have. So at least I can run it at high.
Yeah.
I'm going to be running it on a slideshow.
Yeah.
I'm running that game turn-based.
When you have like 5...
He's playing Expedition 33 a couple months early.
Yeah. You need to remortgage your house in order to get a new PC, Harry, in order to be able to play one game.
Yeah, I'm broke because I bought my PC sooner than I anticipated. So,
if anyone would like to hire a junior games designer, let me know. Let me know.
Harry's available.
My PC addiction.
Yes, Harry's available. Cool. Shan, what have you been doing?
Well, I'm not gonna go into it, but things have been crazy for me lately. So I've not been doing too much, but a couple of things. I'm gonna start with the things that I won't go crazy over. I started Arcane. Yay. I only let myself watch it when I know I'm going to watch it, because I've seen how the people talk about it, and there's so many details, and people are still finding stuff. So I want to make sure I'm paying attention so that when I watch it again, it clicks, because I will probably watch it again. And this is all because I saw a ship on Twitter. The whole show's been almost spoiled for me. It's fine. It's my fault. But there was a ship, and I was like, I'm now fascinated by this. I must watch this show. So here I am. I'm now finally watching this show. I was going to, but time is a thing. It just runs. You know?
Yes. I have watched it. I have to say, it didn't hit me the same way the first season did. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first season. Mm-hmm. I still enjoyed it.
I think that's probably because they condensed it, because it was supposed to be longer, and then they were like, we're doing 2 seasons, and everyone was like, that sounds like a bad idea.
It did feel like they didn't give it room to breathe, really.
Yeah,
but
that's what I hear.
It's so hard to have that kind of critique, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still enjoyed it, but
it's a beautiful show.
Season 1 still prefer season 1.
I am on it. I just finished episode 4.
Okay.
So I've gotten to the time jump. And that's where I am.
You have seen it, Harry?
Oh, I've season 1. Yeah, I've not actually checked out season 2 yet.
Okay.
I was going to basically say I love how Netflix has interesting ways of delivering content and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. I love Netflix's content strategies.
We all love Netflix.
Case in point, Squid Games. Case in point, Squid Games. Season 2. Okay, I really enjoyed it. Again, okay, I know Squid Game has been memed upon and, like, gone so popular that, like, everyone probably like, you know, it's too big to kind of be like seriously enjoyed now. But like, I actually no, I'm gonna say it. Squid Game is still good. I still think Squid Game is really good. And Squid Game season 2, I was really apprehensive going into it, because I was like, are they just gonna kind of cash in? There is only like the only way they could really do it is if it kind of becomes a commentary kind of on itself, or a commentary on the response to the original Squid Game.
Yep.
And all I'll say is, by gosh, that's exactly the direction they went down, and I couldn't be happier. Squid Game 2 is really good, is really great. I do not recommend anyone here watch it yet. You got just wait until the third season comes out, because they wrote the second season as a longer 14 episode one, but they didn't want to condense it down, which is the right idea. Do not let it time to breathe. Do not rush that. It's not rushed at all. It's, you know, supposed to be like a 14 episode long season. So Netflix was like, could we just like cut it down awkwardly in the middle of the series when none of it's like done? Yeah. And it's like, don't worry, the other half will be coming out sometime in 2025. In brackets, it's probably going to be in June.
I like dollars. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's basically like, and it's such a shame, because it's really genuinely really good, and I honestly kind of like it even potentially more than the first one, because of so many of the decisions it does, and also just there is so much bisexual lighting in season 2 for some reason.
Amen.
Do not watch it until the season 3 comes out, because there's no point for them cutting off where it did. I've got to be real. So
Got it.
that's my
Alright.
take. Why do you do this thing, Why do you do this, Netflix?
We know why. Because they make bad decisions.
Dollars. That's why.
Why do you do this, Netflix? Also, I'd totally be fine to be hired by you for games, by the way.
Right.
They're they're spending money on trying to have a subscription gaming platform. So
I think the problem is more with like Hollywood and just like general media consumption culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to go into that
Yeah, I could talk about that for hours.
in painstaking detail, but yes, I think the answer to you, or the affirmation to your statement, Harry, is yes.
Yes.
Anything else, Shan?
2 more. I went to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth concert at Carnegie Hall over the weekend. I gave myself a little weekend away. And the New York shows were the only ones that had Lauren Allred perform No Promises to Keep. So that was really cool. She killed it. Like, I have my feelings about stuff. I'm not going to go into them because that's a minefield. But I do like the song. Uematsu, I love that he just loves writing ballads. I think that's hilarious. Do I think it was the right theme song for this game? I still haven't decided. But I love that he loves writing ballads. And Lauren Allred's an incredible singer. She was so good live. And I was just like, yeah. And also, they did some mini game music, like Queen's Blood. I was jamming to Queen's Blood. It made me want to go home and turn on my PS5 for the first time in a couple months and play Queen's Blood. That's it. Just Queen's Blood. And they did the Bow Wow Wow song from the dog missions. Very funny watching a choir of people going bow wow wow, bow wow wow. Incredible stuff. And the Gungaga song is so beautiful live. I love live music. I love orchestras. And it was just really cool being able to hear, like, I mean, it's different for Rebirth 16, 14, because I went to the 16-14 concert too. Because those songs we've heard them orchestrated. We know what they sound like. If I was like an original Final Fantasy fan, hearing these songs orchestrated for the first time, I feel like that would be like a whole thing. But obviously I'm a modern fan, so I've heard all of these songs orchestrated. That's how it works now. Those songs of Salt and Suffering will forever be one of the coolest things to hear live. I will die on that hill. That's a very cool song to hear live. But yeah, so there's that. And then Balatro. What is there to say, really? I've been playing a ton of Balatro. How many hours do I have now? in Balatro. Let's see.
Whatever it is.
Not
probably
as
too
many as most people, because I'm still new. But like, I'll sit here and do runs. I was late for a New Year's party because I was sitting here doing runs. I have 13 hours in this game because I just sit here and I play. I'm very bad at it, but I'm trying. The furthest I've gotten is either the 7th ante or the 6th ante. So not great, but we're trying. We're learning. It's very fun.
You're doing good.
I'm doing my
Positive
best
thinking.
is what I'm doing.
Positive thinking.
You're improving.
I love Evil Poker. I love Jimbo. Creepy little dude.
Jimbo as depicted
Ben as
by
Jimbo.
Ben Starr.
Yeah, Ben as Jimbo. That's a scary, scary dude. Very scary. Like, he terrifies me a little bit. But yeah, Balatro, fun. And there is a game I haven't played yet that I want to play. It's an indie game that I watched my friend play on New Year's Eve. And it's Fireworks Mayhem. And you blow things up with fireworks. I watched her blow up a church that then blew up the entire town because she filled it with so many fireworks. Her computer froze for a minute because there were so many fireworks.
Fireworks
I was
mayhem.
Crying. Yeah, hold on. I just added it to my
Mania.
Mania. Thank you.
Fireworks
I just
Mania.
added it to my wish list while you guys were talking earlier. I'm gonna play it eventually, but I'm so caught up in 14 and because I haven't started Shadowbringers because of the personal stuff that I've been going through. It was I didn't want to start an expansion like Shadowbringers and not
Overwhelm
be able to
yourself,
sit here.
right? Yep.
Well, not just that, but I wanted to dedicate time to it because so many people have talked it up to me, and if I had to keep stopping or logging out between like only doing 2 main scenario quest missions, I would have felt bad. And so, in the next week or 2, I'm finally going to start Shadowbringers, but I'm scared that I'm just going to keep getting derailed by Balatro. You see what the problem is? Like,
Okay.
I was walking to the ferry from the concert Saturday, and there's a streamer, Tiffany Lockhart, who during intermission was playing Balatro, and she had her brother there, and when they referenced Queen's Blood, he was 2 seconds from yelling, like, they were like, oh, we're going to play a song from a card game, and he was 2 seconds from yelling Balatro. So we're walking to the ferry, and I'm just like, man, I wish I was playing Balatro right now. And the 2 guys behind me were like, man, don't we all? Between the Go Birds corner and the 2 guys also wanting to play Balatro, the Go Birds corner was probably the funnier thing that happened to me this weekend. But between that, like, it was just comedy in New York City on the streets. Everyone just wants to play Balatro. I'm thinking about playing Balatro right now, but I'm not going to do that. That would be rude. But I want to be playing Balatro at all times. I love Balatro. I don't have it for mobile. It's just on my PC.
I think that would be a dangerous thing. Yeah.
Right.
I've got a bit of an addictive personality at times, so so far I've stayed away from it. I let other people play it, and I can live vicariously through them.
I love Balatro.
But on the live music front, just quickly, Harry, you're going to be traveling back to Scotland soon, right? In the next week or so?
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so there is in London in March, there's the game music concert at the London Soundtrack Festival, where Borislav Slavov, who is of Baldur's Gate 3 fame, is going to be doing a live rendition, I believe, of at least Raphael's final act, as well as others. So they've got
Fun.
Indiana Jones music, they got Assassin's Creed, they got Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Metal Gear Solid, Battlefield 2042, and Death Stranding. So it's all going to be at the Royal Philharmonic in London. So if you're interested in, I don't know, usually the tickets for this stuff sell out in about 42 seconds, but yeah, there's time for live game music. Always a good time.
I'll have to show you guys my seats so you can
Always
see
a good time.
how I was living my best life at this concert at Carnegie Hall.
While you do that, anything?
Nothing like One Winged Angel live, guys. I'm not even joking. One Winged Angel live is so cool.
I bet. Anything else?
It's
Before
not
you
Not
like
move
worth
on?
mentioning.
it's not this month, but just like kind of capping off the like concert thing. One like mini fun shout out, or it's related. You can find it on YouTube. I hope they do more of this. There's these people, the Irish Video Games Orchestra,
Okay.
and they did this. It was back at Worldcon in Glasgow, back in I think October, in September or October, and it was this really. They did a bunch of different games. They did a Final Fantasy 16 orchestra, which Ben actually basically did the little like introing, hosting intro-y thing to it, which was really fun. I would say they're on YouTube. If you look up Irish Video Games Orchestra Worldcon
I do love the Irish.
2024, yes, shout out to the Irish. Yes.
Shout out to the Irish.
Shout out to
We
the
love
Irish.
you.
We love you.
God love them.
And yeah, they were really good. They were really good covers. So I'd highly recommend them. They've gone to like a couple of different places. So I hope they continue going out and doing more things, because that was really fun.
Yeah.
That's
Sweet.
my most exposure to music.
Yeah, I mean, live game music is, I think, always a fun time.
Yeah.
And usually the audiences are great. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
cool. We've already talked a little bit about the Christmas episode, grabby hands and all that.
Mr. Krabby.
There were cocktails were drank. Harry, do you want to review the cocktails? Do you not want to review the cocktails? Like, what do you
I
think
can
about
review the Has anyone else actually like drunk the cocktail, had the cocktails yet? Because
I have.
I mean, not all of them,
Okay.
but I've made
some of them.
3 of them, and yeah.
what were the 3 that you have made?
So the Natural 6 Fizz, basically the easiest one to make.
I have had that one. I have had that one because it is easy to make.
I have done that. I have, of course, done the pink-skinned tiefling, and I'm trying to remember the other one I've done. 1 second.
Was it the
Let me remind myself.
one is many? Many is one. I remember you drinking
One-
something kind of pink.
One moment. I think it was. Yes, it was as free as the
Okay.
forest.
Brilliant.
Of course.
Okay. And how did you like them? How were they? How were each of them? Be brutally honest.
I liked the pink skin tiefling, as you can probably tell by the fact that I've done it like 5 or 6 times and I'm trying to perfect it. Yeah, I like it. My partner likes it. I'm trying to do or think about the easiest way to do a alcohol free version so my daughter can try it. It's probably the easiest one I would think to do the alcohol free. Just swap out the gin for something with a little bit of kind of minerally notes. Might get away with like even a something sparkling there. The trickiest thing is to try and get the foam, since I have cheated like Aoife did in her recipe, where there's the special foaming bitters so that you don't have to do the egg whites. So that I'd have to do the egg whites in order to get it to foam up. But those are the three I've tried. The Natural Six Fizz is just kind of a good time. As Free as the Forest, I have to try and do it again because I didn't have great elderflower liqueur when I was away. I had to kind of cheat a bit. So, but I want to try and do the Hypnotic Gaze.
So do I. I mean,
We all do.
yeah, I want to see what all the hype's about.
Like, here's the thing, and here was the thing with this segment, is like, the only time we could possibly make it was sort of around now, but unfortunately, pretty much my mum has used up all of the actual cocktail making materials. Utensil,
Ingredients?
alcohols, ingredients. There you go,
Yeah.
ingredients, materials, and ingredients. For like Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And realistically, spending like, I don't know, like a whole bunch of money just to drop it just to try the Hypnotic Gaze exactly
Right.
once
Mhm.
probably isn't the smartest.
That's the
Probably the
trouble,
smartest
isn't
idea.
it?
However,
However,
so this segment is shout out to my mum, because so when these recipes ended up actually like coming out, I was out in London with my mum. We went to see Bill Bailey's current tour, the comedian Bill Bailey. Shout out Bill Bailey. He's a lovely guy. He's very, very creative music based comedy, and man of many talents, and also Strictly Come Dancing winner. But anyway, we were out, and I got the notification, and the thing to know about my mum is that she is really good at cocktails, and like she's got a real like a real nose for them. I don't know, a taste for them. She knows, she's got like the sciences down of the cocktail. She knows what all the different things adds in, and she kind of like, basically I showed her each of the recipes, and she taste tested them with her mind, basically. Like she read all the different ingredients and read the sort of ways and been like, okay, this is how it all interact together, and created the flavor profile in her head. So I have a 100% accurate live review of all of the cocktails from the Natural Six Christmas special from my mum. We didn't make any of them, but she taste tested them from her mind, and she has to be objectively correct about this.
Right.
Now, we've got some controversial opinions, because I will go out and say that in regards to the Hypnotic Gaze, because obviously I showed her that one first, and I've written down my notes of what she said. She said, oh, it's a margarita with a twist, controversial, but yes, it's the top of the leaderboard so far. Controversial, but after we sort of went through all of it, the Natural Six Fizz was also pretty high up there.
Mhm.
After reading through all of these, Mum was like, send me the recipe for the Hypnotic Gaze. I actually want to try that one. And she's like, that is the one she liked the best. So I don't know what this says, but Ben, live this one up for days. My mum thinks that yours is the best one.
He's gonna be so glad to hear that he won somewhere.
Yes,
He
he
loves
won.
knowing
He
he
won.
won.
BBC breakfast presenter. Get on
Yeah,
here.
he won. He's the one
Ben
who
wins.
won.
He won D&D.
He doesn't even need to be there. He always wins.
Yes. So the Natural Six Fizz, what she said is like, oh, that's lovely. Lovely. We'll probably substitute prosecco for champagne, which we did. Still works really well.
That's good, because I actually have champagne, and I was gonna
Use champagne.
ask if I could switch. So yes, okay,
Yes.
I can buy less ingredients now. Yeehaw!
Use champagne.
I used Portuguese sparkling wine for when I tested it out, which is also traditional method, so has that a little bit more yeasty kind of profile, whereas Prosecco is a little more, I guess, flat, less complex in general. There's probably some Italians who are going to come and strangle me for even suggesting that, but yeah, I would say you're gonna have a better time with champagne or
Champagne.
at least traditional method style sparkling wine.
I'll go with the champagne. I've got a
Yeah.
giant bottle in the fridge, so that's perfect. I was gonna
There's-
ask if I could substitute.
Yeah, the champagne is a good substitute for prosecco recipes. Yes. Okay, we'll go down for these ones. Oh boy. Okay. So for Harry's Harry's one. God, I've forgotten all the names of them already.
His Red Bull one, right?
Harry's one, the Red Bull one. Now.
That's
all
the
I'll just-
shall we play some D&D,
Shall we
right?
play
Yes,
some
alcohol
D&D?
free.
Is alcohol free. My mum is not a fan of the Red Bull as an ingredient.
I am also not a fan of the Red Bull as an
I will-
ingredient. But
Now, I
go
wanna say,
on, Harry.
Shout out to
Go
anyone
on.
shout out to anyone who drinks Red Bull. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. We love you. We respect you. It's just not within. It's not within my mum's flavor profile. She said, "quote Why is Red Bull an ingredient in anything? Absolutely not. I can't even
not.
substitute it for anything alcohol taste wise." But she will say, for those who like Red Bull, you'll probably like it. Unfortunately, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You
said
could
no.
potentially substitute it for some kind of cherry-based liqueur.
Oh,
There's
I will run that by her after this. After this, call.
there are various southern European countries, Spain and Portugal in particular, that have this kind of almost bittery cherry-based liqueur. I'm sure that there are other southern European countries that do it. So you could substitute that, and that would kind of give you a little bit of that feel. Harry, I haven't personally tried it, but yeah.
It's fine. Again, we tested these with our minds. So we tested this with a budget of £0 and 0 pence. Regards to Eva's the pink skin tiefling, she said it's pretty but a bit too sweet for me. Sorry, but said that I would probably like it. That is good. I am a big fan of the I'm a big fan for one that would kind of for a name that would demonetize us. So I probably won't say it. But yeah, I'm a fan of kind of like sweet ones. So Aoife's probably in there. Holly's, is Fraser Forest. Mum said that's nice, but it's a bit too long of a drink. She preferred something a bit petite and punchy. But if you've got all the ingredients for it, then you know that will probably be pretty good. She really liked Alex's. She said absolutely yes, but quote, what the fudge is going on with the grenadine? Please substitute it for something else. And in brackets, after I explained the history of Natural Six and with the fizzy rosé, I said okay, I will allow the grenadine. So Mum is now allowing the grenadine because it is integral to the law. And finally with Doug's is actually tied on top with Ben's. Great ingredients, medicinal purposes with the honey for sore throats and coughs. Which, you know, probably ties very nicely to whole being a druid. Good job, Doug. Yours is tied with Hypnotic Gaze as objectively the best cocktail.
Objectively the best one.
Objectively tied for best cocktail alongside with the Hypnotic Gaze.
Yeah. The three I was gonna try for today were the Hypnotic Gaze, the One of Many, and the Natural Six Fizz. Because either I had one or two of the ingredients and I only need to go get a couple, or they were like things I would probably use for other things. I think the grenadine specifically, I was like, I don't know if I would use this again, but we'd have it.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
It's like hot rum. I love rum.
I will say, just on the on just for the premise of the thing, all of the cast coming up with these fun like cocktails is an extremely cool thing, and I feel really bad. I feel really bad if I feel like I've kind of sort of like dunked on the concept of Red Bull as an ingredient as well. It's valid and it's
How
allowed.
could Harry do this to Harry? Unbelievable.
This
friendly
is
fire.
unbelievable.
Friendly
The
fire
thing about
against Harry's.
grenadine as Sean chokes.
That blue water John going down real
Yeah,
bad.
you're drinking the mysterious blue water from
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Seraphim
So
River.
so I didn't get to talk about this earlier. I'll be really brief.
Yeah. Audio listeners.
I couldn't, as I explained, did not get any of the ingredients. Didn't have time, and I didn't feel like spending all the money today. And the time again was the big factor. But I have. This is not water with food coloring. It's bright blue. It is a Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry. It is their summer flavor. It tastes like a rocket pop. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is a popsicle that looks like a rocket that's red, white, and blue. And it's typically cherry, lime, and blue raspberry. And this does a pretty good job of copying that flavor, and it looks radioactive blue. So when I said when I was texting, should I get these ingredients? And I was like, don't worry, I have a backup plan. And it was this, I was going to name it after the river, but none of us can remember what the river is called. So blue juice, ladies and gentlemen, and everything
Blue
in between.
juice.
Blue juice. It's got some fizz, which is why I was choking
Oh,
on
yeah.
it. 'Cause
Radiant's
Yeah.
blue juice.
Yeah, the thing about grenadine.
now I don't want to drink it anymore. Now that you've said that,
Yeah,
put it down.
might have the crazy
I don't want to lick
This is
fish.
going on the internet.
crazy
What am I doing?
Feywild fish in it.
Yeah.
Like Ben and Jerry's when you got
Yeah.
like, fish food. Ben and Jerry's.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
finishing up on the grenadine.
Yeah, grenadine.
Traditionally, it would be pomegranate based.
Okay.
But now you've got all different types of fruits that are basically red berries in general that would be used.
Cool.
But I think you could substitute it for rosé champagne if you
I do
wanted
like a rosé.
to kind of sex it up a little bit.
I do like a rosé, so I would actually continue to drink that if I switched it to a rosé.
Yeah.
Shout out to mums in the UK called Diane
Thanks.
who loves a fizzy rosé.
Thanks, Mom.
If you get that reference, please
Do they
apply
like-
it somewhere.
Yes. Do you you could also do sparkling red. This is a thing that you got to get the right one though. Sparkling red
Not really a red drinker.
could
to be
work.
honest.
It's a sparkling red is an acquired taste, so yeah.
We'll stick with the rosé.
It is doable, but honestly, so's grenadine, an
Yeah.
acquired taste. So, right, yeah. So I will definitely be trying out some more. Hopefully, I'll have tried a couple more by, or done a couple more by the next episode we have here, and we can chat some more about it. And hopefully you'll have tried to make at least one, Harry, before
Yeah.
the
Well,
next
my
episode.
backup plan is I'm gonna try and like walk into one of the bars when I'm back up in Scotland, and
Ask
like
them.
And ask
I
them
know
to make
that
it.
you can't.
Can you
there's
make
not like
this?
so. Yeah, I'm
Just like
gonna
at
show her and
Starbucks
be
when
like,
can you make me
"Look."
one of these?
Yes, exactly. Like that's gotta be how it works. I don't order cocktails, but you can do that in Starbucks. So surely you must be able to do that at a cocktail
Surely.
bar.
You'll just have to
Surely,
tip real well.
yes.
You got to tip well. There is now a really nice cocktail bar in Dundee that I was at last time I was there.
Is it the Blue Room?
I honestly can't remember now, Harry.
We'll figure it out
Love
later.
when
Shout
people
out
bring
to the Blue
something
Room
up.
in Dundee. It's a nice cocktail bar.
There was one which I don't even know whether it still exists, where you had to go down the steps.
Yes, the speakeasy that's below it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a cocktail bar that's above it. This is an extremely like specific reference, and then below it they also have a speakeasy. So it's like there's like a front, and then there's like the real business down below.
Yeah.
Right.
So Yeah, really specific Dundee references. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready, guys?
We finally made it, gang.
We have made it to the actual Natural 6 content now.
Oh my god, nearly 2 hours in. Oops.
And here I was saying, oh yeah, like we really need to keep this under 3 hours so that I don't need to compress the shit out of the thing in order to get it up onto the podcast.
We're killing it, guys.
So we're killing it.
Killing it.
All right. Episode 20. I am gonna throw up our spoiler taggerinos.
Yeah, give me a spoiler tag.
For episode 20. Sadly, and I know Aoife was a trooper on this episode 20, since she was pretty sick, or at least really had a frog in her throat for most of the episode. No dress this episode, Shan.
No
so
dress.
we will have to wait till 21 in order to potentially see whether we can challenge the top rated episode 17.
Yes. That's a good one.
Maybe
Also,
I'll go ahead.
that reminds me, when I was doing for 5 minutes, the Larian Advent calendar, and I got Aoife jump scared right at the beginning, and I was like, that's my girl, the Queen of Ireland.
Yep. Kick us off, Harry. What did you think of 20?
Oh boy. Yeah. So, yes. Episode 20.
Yes.
Episode 20. I think that they did win in D&D.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I don't know how to go about this. Do I start from the beginning? Do I start from the end? This
lot
episode
does happen.
had
I
it
mean,
all.
maybe we just start at the end because that's the most probably impactful thing that's happened in
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good. I know how to start from there. Ben, what the hell have you done? God damn it, Ben.
You could see him.
Ben.
You could see him have that exact same thought
It's like whoops.
Again.
when it
He's
happened, and
real
Holly said it
time.
too.
Yes.
There are consequences for your actions, Ben.
Yeah, there are consequences. There are consequences to your relentless shit posting. Pardon me. Not swearing if it counts as one word towards another word.
Right.
Yeah. Take that, YouTube. But yeah, honestly, that was honestly, I mean, that kind of whole ending definitely overshadows a lot of the other things we could definitely say about the episode, because
Sure.
oh boy, that's a whole nother extra element that is definitely cascading onto the cast's whole situation. Because yeah, it was very much being a thing of okay, the web is kind of distantly defocused as a thing, but that's not because they weren't onto them. Nah, they were still onto them. They just kind of seemed to have turned around a character who was against the web, but for their own purposes, which I think is a really interesting little twist, again, based on what was going on with Clark's. And on that point, it's really nice that for a Clark's reference to come up so soon, because in the timeline of how that's happening with the Patreon, as far as we know, because again, they're only 5-6 minute episodes, and I don't know how many days have actually passed in the Clark's universe, but even with the more recent episodes, the main most recent event that kind of happened in it is these are hours short. These are hours after the whole oh gosh.
It was
When
the
Gronov-
fires in Barun.
Yeah, the fires,
Yeah.
fires in Barun and Gronov.
Yeah, because they're getting ready. I just listened. So
Yeah.
because most recent episodes and episode ends with him finding out he's going to Vale.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's skipping all the stuff they're doing. And I
That
guess
was whatever the last
Oh.
Clocks episode
Clax
was.
yeah. 'Cause
So
I
yeah.
just listened to it this afternoon.
So it's
That's
it's
interesting.
close-ish.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
closing the gap a little bit by skipping the personal quest of like
Yeah.
going to Mouse and all that.
Mhm.
I was thinking like, there's no way they're going to Mouse. That would be
No,
like, how would they be able to
he
figure
is,
that one out?
He is fast forwarding. He bought a story skip.
Yeah.
So he's going right to Vale.
He bought a
Next
story
expansion.
skip, but the story skip was basically filled in with him just kind of having like a few episodes where he kind of like sort of had an existential crisis in them.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah,
Like,
that was.
I was doing the food poll, and he's like, "And who are you, doing your stupid tasks?" And I was like, "I'm at work."
Yeah.
That was
But, I
very,
mean-
very funny.
Here's my main thing going from that. There being the whole reveal about the wasp made the section where Harry just kind of like broke like on or like had the longest extended break possible. Okay, hear me out, everybody. Hear me out, everybody.
Here he
Look
goes.
at those spoiler tags. Look at those spoiler tags and weep.
Here he goes.
I'm telling you, that guy, weird accent guy, weird accent guy. That's the wasp. What can I say? That's him.
Harry
All I'm
had to
saying,
get
it
him out
was
of there.
a fifth dimensional play. It was a play from the fifth dimension. He didn't even know. He knew subconsciously to break at that moment for an extended amount of time, which is why when he came back and said that he doesn't even work here, holy fudge, that's it. The foreshadowing is all there.
He's
The
playing
foreshadowing is there.
he's
Right.
playing 4D chess apparently.
4D
Yeah.
chess.
Yeah, I mean, with that kind of crossover now, we'll see. We got a Clax episode this Thursday, right? So I don't know how early Ben is recording them beforehand.
Yeah, Holly
but,
says he just sends them.
yeah, but how early he sends them, I have no idea. But
Yeah.
it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out now. If you didn't already have reasons to subscribe to the Patreon, boy, you have them now, which is great. Yeah. When did you know it was the wasp?
I mean, if I have to be earnestly honest about something, I was getting weird vibes around Discord. I gotta be real. I was getting weird vibes around Discord of people saying, "Oh, you know, it's cool. Really cool to see that Clarks comes into play." And I'm like, "Huh? What do you mean by this?" And then when you go in and they start talking about Wasp, I'm like, okay. I mean, would have taken me a little bit to think, oh yeah, this is like some weird freaking, I don't know, demonic stuff going on here. It would have been around when they brought out the chart and, you know, having like the little map of where they're going. It's been like, oh no, this is exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, as
That would have
soon
been
as there were the mummified wasps, I was like, is he really going to do it? Is he really?
Really annoyed that I couldn't go to that last part of the watch party.
Because you missed about what?
I missed basically the entirety of so when the gang went into Aska to have some like hot chocolate and stuff like that I had to basically nip off and do some personal stuff because normally I stay in the watch party because, you know, they're kind of fun, and this is the first time I've missed the ending for them. Gosh damn it! What the no?
I came in just in time for the end. Coincidentally, like I literally came in.
Shan was a trooper.
Right before.
For the last bit, yeah.
Yeah, I came in for the literally. I think it was from the moment. It was right before Radiant took the wasp off and it opened. It was literally right before that.
Here's the real question: Did Harry and Seb join the chat conspicuously?
A couple.
Alex joined the chat.
Did. Holly did.
Harry was also there.
Yeah, he just didn't say anything because he
just
never
didn't
does.
say
He just
anything.
lurks. He did say thank you, but that was
He
it.
did, yeah.
That was it.
At the end.
Before he left.
So yeah, there was definitely some observation of the reactions. Nothing like the
Where they asked to
episode
be
whatever it
yeah.
was,
Episode
17.
17.
Yeah, where they asked
like,
to record us.
Yeah.
the episode
Yeah.
17, like freaking death
I'm
shenanigans.
still waiting for that
Yeah.
clip, Seb. I
Reaction.
know you're not listening, but I'm still
Come on,
waiting for
Seb.
that video, Seb.
I mean, he might
Please, Seb.
be. He probably has.
I don't expect nobody to, none of them to listen to us.
Yeah.
Too busy recording.
But yeah, no, it's fun because again, this is just kind of like a little thing. It is really cute and kind of like fun. When we do our little like unofficial watch parties, just like a couple of the cast occasionally coming in and checking in. But like it's like whenever Harry and Seb join the chat, it's because it seems to be because like I'm always like just I try not to look at things because if Harry and Seb end up joining, it's like, something's about to happen, or we're about to get into something that they're about to like have a little fun like laughing
Yeah,
at.
something is afoot.
Yeah, I'm fully glad we can be part of the content for them as much as they are very much content for us.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if we talked about this the last time, but it probably bears repeating. It's really hard to get a sense of how something truly lands without observing it live, right?
Yeah.
So to whatever extent we can provide that live reaction, which they were kind of getting a little bit with the Twitch. I mean, the chat is different, right? But having that live reaction, I think, is good fuel for them, right?
Yeah.
So to whatever extent we can provide that, fantastic, right? Gives them extra motivation to continue on doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. Rest of the episode. Okay. Rewinding. I'm going like basically backwards. Going backwards in time. Ben like wanted to lick a fish after.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Ben
he sure
first said,
did.
"Don't worry, I'm not gonna lick a fish," and then he basically went on the rest of the episode trying to lick the damn fish.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job, Radian. There was okay. We've gone past like insane accent moment. Moving back from that through there was the break. I thought he was a pirate for a while, and then but then I realized it wasn't a pirate hat. It was like kind of skater boy. And I was kind of thinking, like, why would he be wearing a t-shirt if he was a pirate?
And I loved the hair he pulled through the hat. Just a little
Yeah.
bit of hair
Yeah.
That's
pulled
what it
through
was.
the hat. This is very
then-
cute.
Going all the way back. Okay, so more Dolus. We don't know if Dolus is Dol yes. We don't know if he's Dol yes or Dol no.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet. It seems to be sort of like more more edging on the lines of we're gonna trust him like a little bit, but keep our wariness about them. And Kel has an amulet that can do some fun things.
Yeah.
There's the thing. There is the thing. There we are.
Just cannot believe that he sat on that for 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Realistically, though, where would they have used it previously? In terms of the actual like
The jailbreak?
yeah, I mean the jailbreak.
Yeah,
was
there's a
already
couple times in Baroon
Yeah.
that could have come in
couple-
handy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, to
I
not
think-
have even mentioned it at all,
Yeah.
I think it probably goes to show as well the maturity of them also at the table in knowing. I mean, they discussed this a bit in Action Surge with the whole thing about teaching I how to read, right? Because I know there have been people in the YouTube comments saying, "Hey, Holly, when are you gonna bring out the books that you've had for like 5 episodes or whatever?" And I think, yeah, she said this on the Action Surge about
It's like when there is time to read. because
when
holy
the
fuck.
time is appropriate, right?
Yeah.
And so Radian kind of pushing that a little bit gives them a nice opportunity to kind of lean into that a little bit, right? But that whole situation is just wild.
Yeah.
To be honest. So, but thinking about the maturity of them at the table, I think sometimes they just get caught up in the moment, right? Like it's Harry, you know this probably from playing yourself. I certainly know this. I mean, I've been playing for 30 years. Is you get caught up in the moment and you forget some of the mechanical things that you can do, right? Just
Yeah.
because, or you think, well, now's not the time, or I'm saving it, right, for the right time. And then you feel like, it's like, yeah, I've been saving it for 6 months, right?
Yep.
It's hard to know the gravity of every situation that you're in while you're at the table. And Doug has been also kind of growing himself as feeling confident to, like, we've really seen that over the last 3-4 episodes with Kelness in particular. So now's time for him to kind of get out of his shell as a player and for us to learn a little bit more about the things that Kelness can do, right? So I think that's probably just kind of natural of sometimes they just kind of, they're in the moment, right? And then it's like, you turn around and it's 3 hours later and we're getting close to the end of the episode and you haven't done your thing yet, right? I think he's only, how many times is he wild shaped? Once?
I mean, like, only a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, the only couple times we're in, like, in Baroon. I think, yeah, like, I mean, I think the main thing for me is, like, there's always a lot of, like, either fear or, you know, worth keeping hold onto a lot of your cards until they feel like, you know, good moments to use them. I think you have to kind of, like, hold out for when's, like, you know, good moments to kind of, like, you know, introduce things into the story versus, you know, like, when is the best time to introduce something. Because if you're looking for the best, you're never going to ever find that until it basically passes. So it is kind of a judgment call you have to sort of do, but it's always kind of a risky thing. Well, it's always a scary thing to end up doing, to end up, you know, say, like, being, like, you know, either introducing a story element or introducing a fun little bits and pieces, which I think, you know, Doug with Kel has been doing a really good job at, just, you know, peppering in little bits and pieces, especially just, like, with Radiant, because as it turns out, I guess you can kind of relate a lot to Radiant in more ways than we really thought about in terms of having, you know, family related issues. Not exactly the same, but, like, almost seeing things from a different perspective, but still got a lot of that sad boy energy that we need. But the things with, you know, say having a mechanic of some kind, you only get one chance to reveal that. You only get one time to reveal that. I mean, sometimes you have two, such as a certain ability which any of us who went to EGX knows that he has, which he still has not used to this day. Which we might actually elaborate on that in a little bit when I start going down my conspiracy theory. Oh fudge! I can segue into this. Foreshadowing for my segue. Good gosh. But yeah, it's really just like you have these mechanics. You can only really reveal those, like, big parts of your story once. So it's important to find a good time to do it, because you could just do it in a way that ends up like feeling flat, and then you feel bad as a person being like, no, I've squandered this opportunity. Most of the time, it's not actually squandering the opportunity. People, like, will still see the thing as cool as what it is rather than what you think it isn't. But, you know, there is still kind of a merit to that, just figuring out what that is versus, you know, you won't ever find the best moment to do something. Just find a good enough point to do it and then sort of going for it. So I can respect him for having that self-restraint to hold on to something like that for 20. And it feels like a right time to, you know, reveal that that's a thing on their cards that they can do. It seems like it's either it feels like it kind of works in like a sort of disguise self kind of thing, but distinctly different to disguise self, because Radiant actually has disguise self, or like he had it back in session 0.5 actually.
He's used it once?
No, he only used it in 0.5. Yeah, so he only used it in 0.5.
But what about when he was Brandon?
Okay, so he still has it.
He's
used it. He's got it. Never mind.
He got himself a little boyfriend
Brandon
for a hot
and Vim.
second.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's used it.
How dare you forget Brandon and Vim?
He's only used it for evil.
Yeah, he's only used it for the worst possible, to make out with a man and then, you know, get him out of there.
I'll be honest.
Get
He
him
did
arrested?
use it in the jailbreak as well, no?
I think
Did he?
so. Yeah.
Oh, maybe he did.
Yeah,
To-
in jailbreak, basically doing
Yeah.
bad things. No, I'm gonna be real. No wonder Doug probably doesn't want to use something that has a similar ability. Don't want to get
Yeah.
involved in bad stuff.
The reputation has been set for these types of abilities. Yeah, I mean,
My theory
it's-
with it. My theory with it is that it seems like it's probably more powerful than Disguise itself. Like it is like a seeming, but with a much more like only for one person with reduced the sort of time
reduced
frame, like
duration,
1d6.
right? Is the
Because
big
it's
one.
something that's definitely been homebrewed. It's definitely something that's been like homebrewed, which I think is interesting. So I think it's something that's homebrewed. There might be either more magical or perhaps it was able to do things for more, because I think it's more insight of, because he could use it to turn into an elf, well, he came from a bunch of like elves doing like elf druid stuff, and he was a dragonborn, so they probably gave it, I think, my theory, he was given this as a way of being like, hey, you could just use this to like disguise yourself, basically, so like, things don't, so that nobody will basically question why you're like a dragonborn or something, or like help him fit in more, maybe. That's kind of like my theory really on that seems kind of backed up by a lot of his actions, but we'll see if that's actually true.
Yeah, I expect we'll get more detail on how all that plays out. Anything more you want to say on accent insanity, Shan?
That was the funniest thing, first of all.
Oh,
I
man,
was
we were dying in the watch party.
crying. I'm so upset I missed it in the watch party because, like, I mean, it was funny by itself. But, like, I would have loved to kind of see everybody kind of collectively lose their minds over it. Because that was funny. Because I'm just sitting here like, is he good?
I had
And the way they
I had
just-
the tissues out.
Yeah, the
eyes
way
were-
they just led him down this path of, like, how he kept going. Like, they got him to change character 3 times.
He
It's
had
like,
so many outs. He had so many outs, and he just
Yep.
he had
just
an out,
kept
and then
going.
but then he tried to give a lore reason for his out that was just like
It's so
rolling a nat
funny.
1,
It was
just-
so
just-
funny.
Yep.
nat 1ing in real
Oh,
life.
Harry. Oh, Harry.
Yep.
This is what happens. But no, I had a thought. I feel like I've thought it before, but I've never like voiced it before. But Harry is quite a lovely voice. Specifically when he's doing the recaps, but also like I noticed it with is it Asta? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he would go on the long tangents with the like Asta affectation, I was like, oh, this is quite ASMR-y. Like he's doing a bit of ASMR with that. Like I could listen to Harry read a book, a phone book, any book really. Like he's just a quite lovely, calming voice he has, which is funny because the first thing I ever saw Harry in, I hated him. So it's funny to be sitting here like, oh man, yeah, I love your voice. Read us a book. Tell us a story, Harry, with your lovely voice.
Yeah, tell us
a
more.
person, evil guy
Yeah.
from that one show.
That evil little boy from the last
Read
Kingdom,
that phone
yes.
book, evil boy.
But yeah, no, it's I had like I just was thinking about it when I was like listening to him do Asta. I was like, oh wow, this is like quite nice. And it's been a couple times I think I've thought of it when he does certain like character affectations when he's like playing these random NPCs. I'm just like, oh, that's a lovely voice he has. What a lovely little guy. So yeah, shout out Harry. You have a lovely voice. You're never gonna hear this, but I'm putting it into the void. Yeah.
We'll clip it and ship it.
Right. I'm sure he'll watch that and love it.
We'll clip it and ship it.
Yeah.
Oop.
Go ahead,
On
Harry.
that topic of evil NPC, well, on that topic
Oh,
of sorry,
boy.
no, on that topic of the evil boys NPCs,
Evil boys,
that's
yes.
his name now. That's Harry's name, evil boy.
Harry's name, Evil Boys and NPCs.
Evil boy, read that phone book. On the topic of Harry's NPCs, I wanted to point something out. I wanted to point someone out
Yeah.
because shout out to Kenneth on the server, by the way, because he also pointed this out about an hour before I was gonna point it out. So like, great minds think alike.
Whoa.
So the flesh golem in the wasp room.
Creepy.
That
yeah.
flesh golem.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a bunch of like names of people referenced.
That was
made
also
up the
creepy.
golem.
Harry, don't read me that book. I take it back. Not any book. Don't read that one again.
Don't read that
take
book.
it
Or the
back.
In
Daredevil
fact,
book
who
from
read
episode
it?
7.
It was.
I mean, he did read it. He narrated.
He read it to them.
Did he read
When-
it the first time? I can't
No,
remember.
he narrate. So he narrated like the little book of. It was like basically he was reading through like the note. Like,
Oh,
he
because
read
the
through-
Yeah,
note
yeah,
was
the
given.
notes, the
The
creepy
note
book.
was read out by Doug, right?
Oh no, it was
So-
the book with the list of who the body parts belong to.
basically some flavor that was around.
Mm-hmm.
What you're thinking about is the note that was
The
the
note.
letter.
Yeah.
That was like.
I'm thinking about the creepy log book of body parts.
Yeah, the evil.
But
like,
you were
phone
going
book.
somewhere with the flesh golem, Harry.
Yeah.
Yes, flesh golem.
Flesh Golem, evil book of the body part sources.
Yes.
Yep.
They mention a good few names that are within them. I
Mm-hmm.
have unfortunately already forgotten all of them because my brain is absolutely collapsing. But the one that really stood out for me right close at the beginning was mentioning of like an elf called Glitterball. Doc, do you remember a character called Glitterball by any chance?
Glitterball is
Does it
one
ring a
of
bell?
the, I guess, chapter leaders that was mentioned in the EGX one shot.
Yes, Shan, buckle in. We're about to give you some lore. So
Oh yeah, because I couldn't go to EGX.
we're about to give you some lore. I want to
Okay.
point this. I want to point this out because again, only Kenneth has pointed this out, and I want to say this is a good Easter egg. 10 out of 10. Yeah, the flesh golem parts. I think I've forgotten all the other names unfortunately, but I remember Glitterball because it's such an interesting like weird name. But I think all of the people who were made up of the flesh golem was a really fun little nod to the rival party who in the EGX one shot.
I don't know if he used them all, and I honestly can't remember all the names. Glitterball obviously sticks
is
for sure, but
Yeah. Here is the thing. Because it wasn't properly recorded, because unfortunately the EGX MCM announcer absolutely
sad.
ruined the audio,
I'm so sad.
But hey, conventions. Shout out to you. We love you. We
Yes.
respect you. But because it wasn't properly recorded, whatever we say is the closest thing to truth. So if we just so I'm going to very confidently say that those people all within there were all the people from the EGX one shot. Objectively, that is true, and only Harry can prove me wrong.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hard claim it. They were all the people from that, and I think even if it wasn't, if it was just one, really fun little Easter egg, and it's kind of incredibly ironic because Shan, the main plot of the EGX one shot,
Right.
was set back where I believe Session 0 happened. That like the haunted estate back in Session 0. They went inside at this time. It was set kind of before some of the events of some of the things, as in Elowen was still in Delian at this point.
Yeah.
But they went in, and I forgot like the exact like terminology, but it was pretty much a like a web the web management meeting where
they basically wanted to unionize.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And
okay. Support
Basically,
workers' rights.
the spinner was there being like, we care about our employees. We take our employees' like health very seriously. So here's the thing. Basically, you are going to compete with some of these other like with one of these other web chapters, and whoever wins this like whole scheme of day kind of thing will end up winning a holiday.
Oh God.
Now, what I will say, everything that I've said is either you can believe it or you cannot believe it.
Right.
But everything I'm going to say here, I think is true, but I may slip one lie in. So you will have to figure that one out.
Oh boy.
Uh,
I'm never gonna find out.
okay. Ooh. Radian seduced a chest in that one shot. Radian seduced a chest. Oh gosh. A lot of concerning amount of body horror happened. Like arguably war crimes were kind of committed by multiple members of the party.
Several.
Kel revealed the fact that he could actually fly this whole time. And Indelian said to one guy who was basically holding on for dear life at the very end of the session, I'm really sorry we have to do this, but I need this holiday, and then brutally killed him.
So
Basically pushed him off the ledge.
I'm gonna tell you what I think is the lie based on the show. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Radian has not successfully seduced a single object or person in this entire run, and you're telling me he seduced a chest?
I don't. Do we confirm whether that is true
I
or
think
not?
it's better just to leave it.
I'll
at
never
that.
know.
You'll never.
You will
know.
have to confirm with other EGX goers in the Discord.
This seems like American discrimination.
But here's the thing: what is absolutely true is that the Natural Six, the newly dead, did successfully defeat all of these guys, and won the show. And basically each of them in this rival gang, there was Glitterball, who was a cat who Radian had they kind of like riffed a previous relationship with, where again he kind of concerningly tried to start a relationship with Glitterball that went very south.
He needs to focus on himself.
Yeah, that was you were fun. You were there. You there, Shan? Because that's basically kind of what it came down to. Like it kind of became a therapy session for Radiant to realize he needs to stop trying to seduce other people and focus on his own self-love. But so there was that. Everyone kind of had like a reflection of themselves, basically.
Right.
For example, I think there was like the thing because I remember because I think. Had like there was like a halfling. I think it was like a halfling or one of the smaller kind of like species who kind of represented I's kind of archetype. Each one represented one of the archetypes from it.
Yep.
And as they were reading out the things going in on that one, I was like, oh my god, that's a really funny reference. That after they ended up non-canonly defeating, aka basically killing all of them to win the holiday. They ended up showing up as a flesh golem at the holiday resort. Because it's the Pleasure Cruiser's place. Yes. So they won. They canonically won that Pleasure Cruise.
Canonically, they did win.
Yeah, good for the newly dead.
Good for them.
I want to say, if that was intentional, Harry, good job. If that wasn't intentional, Harry, it was intentional. It was intentional.
It was intentional.
It was intentional.
That's my brain rot over.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're down.
Lastly, little bit of cast spoilers, I guess. So we'll just go over this very briefly. Which is this is not the first time that Yilda has been mentioned.
No.
I think Holly has already kind of twigged a little bit. I'm sure that Doug has. We'll see how close the other three have been paying attention, since when Holly mentioned it a little bit on the action surge, nobody else looked like, oh yeah, other than Doug. So for those who don't remember, Yilda was mentioned when Kelnus had his moment with the Docent of Grace. As he was told the additional truth, basically, I think, for the perfect spoon that he gave.
Yes, it was.
So it'll be... We've got some deep questions now as to how intertwined all these things are. Um, oh, what a tangled web we have woven.
Whoa.
I see what you did there. That's good.
Whoa, bees
On
in the
this.
trap.
On this, so here's the thing that I think is just interesting food for thought, and why I think actually, the beginning of the episode, I know Doug was wondering if he did the right thing revealing the amulet at that point. I actually think it's kind of, for me, it's made something really interesting for me. So the wasp's whole thing is, he can, I think, I'm going with he for now because Yilda has been described when the docent at Grace said he, referring to Yilda, that Yilda he lives. Here's the thing. So one of the assumptions or one of the thinkings being, if we can assume this at face value, and it would be really funny if they just have the wrong guy, but I think it's like they got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But they probably do have the right guy or something like that. Yilda being the wasp is really interesting, especially considering that at the beginning of this episode, Kel obviously revealed that he has a shape-shifting amulet. The wasp is a shapeshifter. It's a shapeshifter who I believe was an elf or something like that, I think. So, and based on the fact that, Yilda seemed to have been present or may have been a part of, the death of Kel's family, or potentially I'm thinking Yilda was definitely like a part of, Kel's home, Kel's backstory of in that kind of front, like someone who maybe betrayed everyone and did it because they were part of the web. But I think it's very interesting. Kel has a shape-shifting amulet, and the wasp can kind of do a lot of shape-shifting. Maybe Yilda has one of these shape-shifting amulets as well, and that's how they're able to do a lot of this shape-shifting. But maybe Kel's one, I'm thinking Kel's amulet, because he's not used it for so long, is so like rusty it doesn't have the full potential power of what it does.
Yeah.
But maybe the wasp's maybe Yilda's is at full capacity.
Or
that's what I'm thinking.
Or he's the one that's rusty, right? Not it.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, if Yilda's a druid, Yilda can wild shape everywhere. Or like as well. That is a potent double combo. And I just think it's really interesting if Yilda is like the wasp, is maybe potentially former web, or former web but also responsible for killing other web agents. And again, I'm confused about that because I don't know if they're web agents who were part of the web or web agents who have, deserted. Because like it only seems to be being like recently they kill the ones who have deserted, but otherwise they go for people who are in active service. Shout out to dogs. We love them.
Someone's ringing my doorbell actually.
Shout out to
Shan is
doorbells.
going
We
to
love
leave
doorbells.
us. We've been left without supervision,
Yes.
Harry.
Without supervision. Should we wait for the adults to return to the room?
What are we gonna riff on here while Shan is out of the room?
Oh, I'm just, I think Yilda's a funny name. I think Yilda's also interesting. Yilda is the only character who I think has been named but not put in the glossary. There is no Yilda. There is no Yilda in the glossary.
True. In fact, we don't even know that the spelling that we have lovely written in our notes here is correct.
Oh, I mean, I'd hope so because on the glossary it's got the
It's true. We've got the note, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
That's true.
SixPackPodcast.org.
That is true.
But yeah, I think it's very interesting and kind of fitting that Yilda is the only character who doesn't have a glossary entry.
I expect
and
that
would
be
Radian is a reborn.
Yeah.
And that's how
He's got it in, ladies and gentlemen. He's got it in. All right. Let's.
Sorry about Daisy. Daisy says hi.
I'm
Shout out
glad
to
that Daisy is doing their job as
She's
the
louder
first
than
warning
she
system.
is good at guarding anything. She's very loud.
Good.
She's got lungs.
Let's, unless we have anything else to say about 20, let's finish up talking about what we think might happen in 21. And then we'll close things down because it's getting late here and we've been going for quite a while now.
Yes.
So 21, guys.
All I would say.
1, 2,
I am
1
disappointed that we're not getting any jumping into the lake. But boy, I have no idea where this is going now. Like there are so many. The Wasp becomes a kind of Elminster-like figure, helps, helping them. There's some battle where he helps them out, now that they're out of the web.
May I be extremely media illiterate for a second? Who is Elminster? Is that like a part of Parliament?
I mean, I don't exactly know, but I can figure it out with context clues.
I can figure it out
would
with
never
context,
ask
I
if
do
that
not
was a
know who-
branch of government.
No.
So
Unbelievable.
Elminster Omar is one of the most iconic, I would say, Forgotten Realms characters
okay.
in D&D. Has been woven into multiple different campaign settings there.
Is he in Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes.
Oh. Then I
Awkward.
I was gonna say, is he in Baldur's Gate 3? No. Then I don't know who he is.
So yes, he's in Baldur's Gate 3. He's the guy he looks like Gandalf.
There's a lot of guys who look like Gandalf.
You would have met him at the beginning of Act 2.
Oh, there was that guy who said he wanted to go talk to Elminster. Oh, that guy. Oh, the guy. Okay. Oh.
The guy.
Who, yeah. I'm not going to spoil Baldur's Gate 3 things, but I'm not going to spoil further Baldur's Gate 3 things by telling you,
You can
that
tell how far I got into
Elminster is
Baldur's
in
Gate
it.
3 in that I haven't
So
met him yet.
yes, he's in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. One of the most iconic D&D, I guess, canonical characters in the setting, in the Forgotten Realms setting, anyway. And yeah, is like a level 20 wizard, has historically been like 5-class multi-class, can do everything, is basically almost like a god effectively.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're sort of thinking the Wasp will kind of be that
So
kind of,
having a supremely powerful being in this setting, that in Harry's setting, who could kind of guide the party, would be an interesting play.
That is interesting. However, I think there's a big problem. One massive issue with that, which is, like, I mean, I think it'd be interesting if that was the case, that maybe the Wasp isn't bad. However, it feels very like Wasp is quite antagonist coded in terms of, I mean, mostly wants to find the son of the tree speaker, who, well, I mean, again, that's also another thing the Docent of Grace basically sort of referred to Kel being like, hey, you're that guy, you're probably the... Well, no,
and
he's
he
just
had
that
that-
Yildistic, the son of tree speaker.
Yeah, but
I'm
then he
just making
also had
assumptions
that
might be him.
dream where he was riding a tree.
Yeah, he spoke. Is he speaking to him? Kel, talk to a tree right now. I need you to do it.
Talk to a tree right
Do
now.
you
any
have speak
tree.
with plants? Do you have speak with plants? If you do,
Talk to
we're
that
cooked.
tree
It's
right
over.
there.
Please, I need you to say hello to that tree right now, Kel. Please,
Give it a nice
prove you're not
breathing.
the son of the tree speaker. Prove
Give
it.
it a little kiss.
Speak with trees. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I really have no idea where this is going now.
I just want to see like the first like 30 minutes of the episode while we'll be screaming at the screen of like counters, don't eat the oysters, counters, don't eat the oysters.
Yeah, it'll
Don't
be
eat the
interesting how
oysters,
they
counters.
weave that back in. Now I know that we've done the cocktails. I'm waiting for Harry to have his Reliquie cookbook coming out with all these food references he's had throughout all these episodes.
If the Reliquie cookbook comes out, like Asuka's like a word about cooking that begins with A, like make a cookbook, boom. I'm making recipes out of that. Don't worry.
You're in.
I have the materials for cooking.
Right.
All right, Shan.
Yes.
Anything you are looking forward to for 21?
It's so hard because, like, these guys will, like, you know, it's not that I ever really expect anything to go anywhere. I've always been very bad at, like, not bad at predicting, but predicting is not a hobby in which I typically partake in because I'm always afraid of being wrong. But things are just so crazy right now. I don't even know if I could guess.
I agree.
Like, anything can happen right now, right? Like, literally, there are 1,000 possibilities. I mean, even, like, Aoife was talking about that in Action Surge. Like, you know, she had that visceral reaction, and she's like, I don't even know if that's, like, a thing. And it's right. We everything's crazy right now.
We only know it through the eyes.
Can't trust anybody.
Yeah, we only know it through the eyes of the players, and the guys
Yeah.
did talk about this during Action Surge that we only know the world is moving, but we only know the world through the eyes of the players, right? So all right, I'll make it simple for you, or make it simple for us, and then we'll begin to wrap up here. Doe yes or doe no? Doe yes?
That's the trouble is, like, they've added more variables, right?
Yep.
So could Doe be the wasp? I don't know. Could Asta be the wasp? I don't know. Could Doe just
Thumbs
be
up or thumbs
untrustworthy?
down?
I don't know. I don't know. There's too many
Shan,
variables.
I'll make this easy for you. What is something that cannot happen next session?
Well, Radiant's not getting a girlfriend, number one. Not getting in anything, really.
Okay, there's a prediction. There's a prediction.
prediction.
Radiant
There's a
will not get
prediction?
girlfriend.
All right.
Okay.
He can't do it.
Nobody will hit on Radiant. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll make my negative prediction. I don't think we're gonna see the Wasp.
I don't think we're going to... I think that's still going to be held back.
I don't think we're seeing the Wasp. I think the Wasp is a chessboard piece that has been put down. The Chekhov's gun. This is like the Chekhov's gun. It's not gonna get fired just yet.
No.
It's just a note of, hey, this character exists and is in play.
I mean, even if we have seen him, if he is disguised as somebody we've met, I don't think that's going to be revealed to us just yet.
It would be super creepy though if that like is a case of, again, a character you thought you knew ends up turning out to just be fully
he's
someone
broken
different.
everything because of this freaking podcast series. Broken everything. I can't trust anyone anymore.
Last word on episode 21, Harry.
Dole. I'm still a Dola skeptic. I'm going Dole now, and I'll just have to apologize if I am true. I'm a bit Dole now.
All right. I can go with that. Cool. Mop-Up time. Anything else we want to say, guys?
I mean, thanks for listening, I guess.
Howard.
I got my mop.
I don't have a mop.
Harry's got his towel.
Yeah, I've got my
Shan's
towel.
got her spoon. I believe we will roly-poly
let's do it.
before we do our shoutouts and stuff. Any other business we have here? Stuff that's important?
I don't think so.
I don't think
That I
so.
can
At least not
think
this.
of.
At least not this week, anyway.
I I think
All right,
the most
then-
important thing is that everyone has a nice time in the next
Yes.
intervening days before the next episode.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
All right.
Relax a little bit.
Then let's roll some poly.
All right.
All right.
I'm
I'm gonna
going
show
to be
you guys
using,
what I'm gonna do here.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
go
using
first.
some dice I got for Christmas
Oh,
from
nice.
Tabletop Dominion.
Oh.
It's kind of hard to show audio listeners. I'm aggressively
Yeah.
shaking a d20, and it's like basically glittery.
Oh,
It's
you,
basically
did you get the
purple,
liquid
black, and glittery. Yeah,
liquid
it's
That's
core
got
so
ones?
cool.
Yeah,
it's
those
liquid
are
core.
the ones I got for my daughter for
Oh, yeah.
Christmas as well.
What do you get? Do you
Yeah.
get the one that's like purple and like bluey black?
No, it's darker than that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
I'd
these ones,
have
like,
to look
purple,
up the
bluey,
exact
black, and
one.
white.
Yeah.
But they're very
All right.
nice.
Ready?
Oh wait, I have to
Yes.
show what I'm gonna
Go,
do.
Shan.
Okay, so I got my order from Tabletop Dominion, and some of you may recall that Harry has these mini dice. I got the mini dice.
Oh
They're
my
very
god!
small.
Yes.
I stacked them. If you guys saw me looking down for an inordinate period of time, it's because I was stacking them. I'm gonna send you a picture. I stacked all 7, but instead of the little D20, we're also gonna do this. So we're gonna do the
Oh my
regular.
gosh.
We're just gonna do it. We're just
All right.
gonna do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Roll them.
Okay.
Oh fudge! One's already fallen off the table.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think I
Okay.
did that hot.
It's the D100 that matters.
I mean, that has the largest impact, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to use the calculator because I cannot do math.
We add them, right? I'm not
Yes.
getting this wrong ever again.
Unless it's a 00.
It's not.
So 53, 63, 68, 69, 72, 73 for me.
All right, I'm going to do this again just to double check I did it right. That number plus this 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 number. Uh-oh.
All right. 79.
Excellent.
114.
Dang.
Whoa.
So
Nice, buddy.
I rolled an 86 on my on my D100. So it was an
Okay.
86 on my D100. 1 on the D6, 8 on the D12, 4 on the D8, 3 on the D4, and 12 on the D20. First time I've ever got 100 digits in this
Doing 86
activity.
on a D100.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big.
But how? How's that work?
So
How
I
do
rolled.
D100s work?
Okay, hold on. Let me show you.
Shan doesn't
All right, let me show
understand
you.
dice.
So-
Okay.
Audio listeners, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, because I don't understand how the dice work. The heart of the dice.
It's very
Okay.
simple.
okay.
So basically, I hope it's not mirrored. So this is 80, right? You can see this is
Yeah.
80. So
yeah,
you
you
roll
get the 80 on the
10s.
D100.
Yeah, and then you got the 6. So these are like 2 D10s basically. But this is a D10 digit, and then this is like a 10s
Okay,
digit.
I see what you did.
Just roll them both, and you just kind of add them together. But if they're allocated to 0, so like if this was 00, this would be like
Right.
6. So this would be 86. This would just be 6.
Okay, yeah, I
But-
definitely did this wrong. No, wait, I did it
But-
right. I did it right. Sorry.
Hold on. But this, if I rolled this would be 100.
Okay. Okay. I have next time I'm gonna use the bisexual dice, I think. I'm tired of
Ooh.
doing the big dice. It's hard to do the big
It's hard
dice.
to it's
or
hard to do it.
I'll do Hex Tech in honor of Arcane.
Also
'Cause
works
I have
nice.
I have the Hex Tech dice.
Also works nice.
Yeah.
All right, wrapping up. I am happy to announce that Kenneth Dies Second, our good friend, will join us for episode Shri. We'll have to figure out the best way to make that work. Guest time, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to continue to have different voices on here.
Yeah.
I have to go and make a bunch of things to do 4 people rather than 3 now.
Yeah.
So I've created that problem for myself.
Yeah.
You can
So that'll
just,
be
like,
that'll be
delete
cool.
me instead of you can just like delete me whenever you need.
I could put
to
him
use,
like
the
we can do
browser.
half and half on the video.
Put him in the corner. Put Harry in the
Tiny
corner.
Whenever-
tiny little box in the corner.
Tiny
Yeah.
Harry in the
A tiny little
corner.
box is just labeled live Harry reaction.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Nice.
Shoutouts. Go, Shan. Anything you've got to say to everybody before we close up?
I don't know, man. Shout out to medical personnel. Shout out to orchestra players, specifically first violins. Shout out to Paris Baguette Bakery Cafe. And shout out to, trying to see if I have one more goofy one in me. Shout out to Sweet Potato Sushi.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Harry?
Or okay, I can't follow up those shout outs very much well.
I got
I'll
good
keep mine
ones.
simple. Yeah, shout out to the Irish.
Yep.
Shout out to the Irish Video Game Orchestra. Shout out to my mum.
Yep.
And shout out to the cast for making all the cocktails.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
just putting those out there, and you know, they're all they're all cool. It's cool, and it's scary to put food tastes out there. Like, don't make me do a cocktail ever, because I won't be winning. Shout out to the BBC presenter for winning D&D.
For winning D&D.
For winning
He
D&D.
did it.
Shout out to you guys for doing another one of these crazy things. Great to have you both here. I think that's it for me anyway.
Shout out to Doc.
Shout out to all of the artists that we had on today and all the other
Yes.
artists
Oh
that
my
we've
God.
got
Yes.
on the Discord. To all the people who were listening or watching the first of these that we did.
Yeah.
Here for the chaos. And with that, I don't know how you'd be here if you weren't already liked and subscribed on YouTube for Natural Six, but if you aren't, then go do it.
Do it for Harry.
You
Go do
must.
it.
You must do it.
And yeah, like the value you're getting on Patreon right now, certainly over the last couple months, you've got Clacks now. You can subscribe here in January for 20% off, I think, if you get if you get one of the two middle tiers. So go do it
Go do
if
it.
you haven't already.
Go do it.
You can get access to, you can get put in the credits, so you can do the aggressive finger point and be like, that's me.
That's me.
In the credits.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with that, I think that's a show. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
All right.
That is indeed.
Right.
Thank you,
We did
everybody.
it.
All right. Bye.
Bye, gang.